is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2022 Waste Management Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 7th through the 13th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. That's 800-807-1981.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, back from the dead alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And that's right, bitch, I lived. How's that? Take that.
It's good to have you back, Jeffco. It's good to have you back, man.
Tell you what, that was a hell of a week. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
I'm holed up in my COVID cave. It's like a 4-star resort kind of thing. Probably, well, I'll give it 5 stars on Yelp for amazing room service and food from my wife, who took great care of me at the length of a 10-foot pole. She would not come anywhere near me, and so yeah, I, like everybody else on the planet, for the most part, I end up getting the COVID because Ralph gave it to me. Well, Ralph texts me. I'm like, hey, dude, I got the COVID, and he's like, oh, I do too. And I says, yeah, and he's like, he started talking about when he was having symptoms, and no, you gave it to me. So
now we know it's the sea chicken fan that is filthy with the vid. I see.
So, but I'm not mad at him. It's just this Omicron thing is going through so wildly that you'll be lucky if you don't get it. So
now
anyway,
tell me, Jeffrey, with my experience having had the COVID almost a year ago now, I'm just 10 months past the COVID that Kim and I experienced. Now, did you have the amazing changes of your taste buds and your smelling? Has that gone away?
Not at all. No.
What about the fog that floats through your brain cells at all times? Yes.
A little bit of that. I have had that. And, as a guy who's advancing in age, I've done the same thing. And I've been doing this since I was in my 20s. You'll walk into a room and be like, oh, why did I come in here? Or you'll be eating a sandwich. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, where the hell did my sandwich go? And you're like, oh, yeah, I ate it. I've had those little moments, but it was weird. When I broke the fever on Tuesday, started having the brain fog really bad on Thursday, and then it got better. I still even had a thing where I walked into another room here and it was like, the hell did I come in here?
Yeah, that happens to me all the time. Miss Kim leaves notes in each room for me to remind me why I'm in that room.
Like the
You're
2000 movie Memento.
You're in the bathroom. You came in to use the bathroom. Yeah, that's what,
Can I be honest? That's exactly what it was. I walked into there and I was like, why am I here? Oh yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So that was exactly what happened. Yeah. I have not left this room that I am in for a week, over a week.
Well, now we are all aware that you are financially well off in the palatial O'Brien estate there, taking up most of the East Valley. I would imagine the room that you're in is no small room. It's probably I'd say 10, 12,000 square feet.
We could throw football back and forth in it. I could tell you, but that's not the point. I'm very lucky. Let me just say this: going down like that for a week. Very lucky. You guys were here I didn't have to worry about the show. I knew you'd do a great job. Everybody said you did a great job.
Yeah, you should worry. Yeah.
Well, and also I don't care if you take my job. So if you guys did so much better without me, I'm okay with that too.
We don't want your job, pal.
Trust me.
So, but so I was at peace with that part. But the other part was, man, how about all those people out there who have had to suffer through COVID and hustle their asses back to work the very first day they can, and how many people have suffered from having to be out of work. So yeah, I'm very fortunate. I'm not going to throw away the phrase blessed like everybody always says, because I always feel like they've cheapened that term, but I'll say, yeah, I'm very fortunate. Well, part of it is I also did build up a ginormous bank of PTO. That doesn't hurt. But yeah, I'm very lucky that I was able to take the week like I have. And so I'm going to I got 5 more days of isolation here. And, I tell you what, it didn't I don't mind the isolation so much. I miss seeing my wife. But outside of that, the first time ever, she went for a walk and I wanted to go, but I couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I wanted to get outside because the weather has been beautiful, and it's going to be beautiful this entire next week. And then it'll get garbage once I'm able to go out in it. What?
No, I don't think so. It's going to be beautiful for the next couple of weeks.
But like I said, I'm very fortunate to be in a situation. And then even in this last week of isolation, I can still do the show as long as I have the energy and the voice to do it. So anyways, good to be back. And I may have to sit down occasionally. I may have to step out occasionally, but I'm going to do my best to hang through the whole thing.
Okay. Well, then we're here to back you up 110%. We're behind you all the way.
So, all right. We have a lot of football to talk about. Now, I was able to watch every single game. I fell asleep during the ones that stank, which means I slept a lot. But, we still have one more game tonight that I'm expecting that to be the best game of the weekend once it's all said and done, because we had some dogs. There were some dog games where it was either a blowout or, oh, my God. Well, how long was it before somebody scored? Was that the 49ers in Dallas where no, that was Pittsburgh. Where nobody scored for the longest time, and you're like, are we playing football? What's happening here? Nothing was happening. It was the Chiefs.
It was the Chiefs and the Steelers. Nobody scored in the first quarter.
It
and
felt like
the Chiefs scored, they couldn't stop scoring.
Right. Once they broke the seal, but we'll talk about that more a little bit later on. I have an announcement to make about who is in and who is out of the Premier League in our Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues. I did, as you can see right here, the computations of everybody's teams and stuff, and we'll announce that here in a little bit. And yes, I cracked me up when everybody was declaring me dead on Twitter. Didn't bother me in the least. My wife wants to fight every last one of them. She did not find that amusing at all.
I can't imagine why.
Now, for the longest time, she wouldn't let me have the Jeffrey O'Brien Memorial mini golf tournament. And I was like, well, now we can, can't we? No. Okay. So yeah, here's the thing. At first, when I got quarantined, I thought, well, this just means I can say anything I want. She can't hit me. But then it turns out that she's, as I've made mention before, she's a really good cook. And if I say the wrong thing, I have to wait a while to get food.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's how they get you. Yeah.
Yep. Anyways, let's get to the text line. Say hello to all you vicious bastards. Jagdog says, welcome back, Jeffrey. Hope you're back to 100%. I think about 70%. It sounds like I'm about like the voice, maybe about 70%.
Well, only you know your temperature there, big fella.
Keon, rock on with your bad self, says Jagdog. And Randy can have a crown shot on the rocks and go Niners. Oh, this is insufferable. The Niners are in the playoffs right now. How have you guys coped with that last week?
Well, last week, I mean, Keon could back me up on this. Our faithful 49er fans kept, talking about the sheep herd and the crappinals. And Keon and I tried to re-educate them and tried to rehabilitate our Niner fans by saying, look, you are wasting energy on the wrong damn game. Number A, you won't even face us unless we get to the damn championship game. Number two, you're playing the damn Cowboys. Focus your energies on the Cowboys, not on us.
Well, I think we all know how this is going to go for the 49ers. I just hope that the 49ers go out before the Cardinals do. Because if not, then they're going to continue to be insufferable. Let's face it, it doesn't matter what happens. They're still going to be insufferable. Speaking of which, Big Kev says, my dream fandom scenario, my Niners win 2 more games. Then February 6th is the NASCAR Clash in LA. Then week after that would be my 49ers in the Super Bowl. Then the next week, the Daytona 500. Both of my rooting interests would coincide together, and I wouldn't have any withdrawals of my fan allegiances.
Well, it seems like he's got his entire, January, February kind of laid out, Keon. He's got his opportunities laid out before him.
Yeah, I mean, sure. It's
nothing bad
on
can ever happen.
The Niners, which okay. Interesting tent pole to build your next month around, but go
Jeffrey,
for it.
did Keon just say he pitched a tent?
I did not say that. Nope, did not say that.
Totally did.
Nope.
You might want to close that door. Jason, I'm sorry, Chief being around, that's going to get awkward. And when I say awkward, it'll be awkward for you.
Fortunately, that's not what I said, so I don't have to worry about this.
So is it my imagination? I haven't looked at the stuff here, but am I right that the 49ers have to play the Packers next?
Yep, they've got to go to Lambeau and take on the frigid tundra of Lambeau Field and a Packers team that, oh boy, you're laughing. See?
Of course, you guys will have to play the Buccaneers next, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, we have to get through the Rams. I don't like that kind of talk. Yeah, earlier today, looking on the social media webs there, I can't bring on the Buccaneers. Can we beat the Rams first, please? Can we go to LA, SoFi Stadium, open a can of whoop ass before we head to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers? Please.
One game at a time, people. Big Stanky 87 says, glad you're doing okay. I think that one was for you, Randy. Mr. Wilbur says, oh, thank God Jeffrey's back. Randy never let any of the fourth dimension have any fun while you were gone. He was mean and made us all stand in timeout corners.
You're damn right I did. Keon can attest to that.
Sounds like Randy. Let's see.
Strict substitute teacher.
Hefty Lefty says, welcome back, Jeffrey. I heard you were under the weather there. Got to remember to make sure the milk in the fridge isn't bad before drinking it next time. Heard Applebee's keeps theirs fresh. And they actually might know your name. Doubt it, bastards. Anyway, he's referring to some tweets. I'm so sick and tired of that soulless ginger in the commercial who drank all the milk. It's like, what? Is it? Why? How did that become
he delivers it like a Martian, doesn't he?
I don't know what the hell's wrong with that kid. Bob Shrisky says, yeah, good to have you back there, Jeffrey. So glad you're not dead, unlike my Bears and your Colts.
Welcome back, pal.
You know what's funny? When I was watching the Colts game and I was like, I can't believe they're losing to the Jaguars. So then I thought I was just in a bad mood. And then that's about the time, literally, I started to feel symptoms and I started to decline. And I really thought, damn, I'm in a bad mood. Why am I in such a bad? Oh, because it's the damn Jaguars. And so, yeah, I think that I might have been able to withstand COVID had it not been for that crushing loss. Oh, dear. And finally, the Colts, somebody in the Colts was like, we may need to look at that quarterback position.
we talked about that this past. Yeah, we talked about that this past week. Yeah.
I got to remember I'm on radio again because I wanted to say what I wanted to say. Colts fan Dan says, welcome back, Jeffrey. Hey, by the way, Colts got beat by the worst team in the league, missed the playoffs. Thanks, Colts fan Dan. I knew that right before I went down with the Cove. Fubar 1000 says, howdy, Blender Brothers. Yay, Jeffrey's back from the dead. So what was it like being 6 feet under? Go ASU. You know, I never felt, here's the thing. I never felt like I was going to die because it never got down into my lungs. You know, yet, I mean, who knows? I could be one of those long haulers. And then next thing you know, I'm in the hospital with the tube down my throat. But right now, I think I'm okay. So I feel very fortunate. Blissful Hayes says, when is the Colts playoff game? Ask your mom. King of Kittens says, no worries. Don't be concerned. Weather is and will be beautiful for the next few months. Yeah, I want it to be cold. I want it to be cold and cooler. I don't want it to warm up. It'll be 100 probably next week. Fed Fan says, welcome back, Jeffrey. I trash talked about you while you were gone, and I will continue to talk trash about you, but it's only because I missed you. Thanks, Fed Fan. And I understand. Like I said, none of the trash talk bothered me. Not me. Scratch Me Because says, Jeffrey, how bad is the brain fog? Was it like Carson Wentz bad? No, couldn't ever be Carson Wentz bad. Robert in Surprise says, I thought Jeffrey was doing a Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I was waiting for the save Jeffrey signs. Glad you're back. Feeling better. Good to have you back. Thanks, buddy. Bruce's buddy says, still dealing with the COVID myself, about a week as well. So I feel for you, radio pal, but go Bengals. 31-year drought gone. Yeah, I was pulling for them Bengals. That was we're going to talk about that here in a minute. Booger Wolf says, it don't matter who wins this game tonight. Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, this game tonight. Well, Booger Wolf is one of those ones that was very active of the 49er clan that is out there in the fourth dimension.
So he says, go Niners. Jeffrey, welcome back, Jack. This game's going to suck. Battle of the Bull Craps. At least we don't choke like the Colts. Thanks.
And there you go. There you go.
Jagdog says, by the way, Rodgers is 0-3 versus the 49ers in the playoffs. Aren't they adorable? Big Kev says, played my first ever daily fantasy football match on Saturday. Had 2 Bengals receivers, Joe Mixon and the Bengals D. Also had Mac Jones, Kendrick Bourne, and 3 other Patriots. Despite the Patriots' overall performance, my 5 Patriot guys, particularly Jones and Bourne, helped me overcome a 49-point deficit after the Bengals game, and I won it by 5 points. Good for you, man. So daily fantasy football match. That's that brings to mind something. Now, Randy, I know you're Mr. FanDuel over there.
Yes, I am. Randy 1580. Yeah.
Well, guess what? I am DraftKings Jeffrey O'Brien.
What's that?
That's right.
We have dueling applications here.
That's right. Starting this week, you download the DraftKings app. Use my code, which is bet1580, and you get some serious consideration there. Now, listen, I get it, Randy, much respect, but mine's better. DraftKings is infinitely better than the FanDuel.
I haven't seen anywhere where DraftKings is America's number one.
Well, I haven't seen anything where FanDuel is the official sports betting partner of the NFL.
Well, you need to look a little closer because FanDuel is the official betting sponsor of the NFL.
Ha! Yeah, but mine is royalty bet 1580. And here's what you get if you go sign up. You get 56-1 odds on any team. Bet $5 and get 280 in free bets if your team wins.
I see what they did there. 56 to go with the Super Bowl. That's very clever.
Yeah. See, DraftKings is clever. FanDuel, I don't know.
Did you just say FanDuel? America's number one betting format?
I don't think I said that. No, I don't think I did. I think I said DraftKings is just infinitely better at bet 1580.
Okay. Well, Randy at 1580 at the FanDuel, just download that and make sure that you make your make your opportunities known, because you'll get 30-1 odds if you bet $5. And
that's not
tonight,
like 56-1 odds.
Well, no,
okay, it's
but,
nice. It's nice.
But tonight they do have some amazing opportunities for you. Let me get over to my FanDuel information here, because it is amazing. Last minute Cardinals super boost for tonight's game. Still use your promo codes, but the live during our FanDuel last minute Cardinals super boost, it's a plus 120 for Kyler Murray to throw for 250 yards and have at least one touchdown. So the odds boost is from minus 125 to plus 125. And that means a $10 bet would return $17.50. But at plus 120, a $10 bet gives you $22 back. Take that, pal. Randy at 1580 when you download your FanDuel app at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
It's nice. That's nice, Randy.
Yeah. No, it's exciting.
It's not 56-1 odds exciting on any NFL team, not just the Cardinals. And if you bet $5, you can win $280 in free bets if your team wins. Promo code BET1580.
Well, what about this, Mr. Radio Pal? If you already have FanDuel Sportsbook, we're hooking up all customers with $50 when you refer a friend. Plus, your friend gets a $50 bill as well when they sign up, Randy 1580, when you go to FanDuel.
Well, that's all nice, But, DraftKings, you can still get in on the action of the divisional round with same game parlays and stuff. Listen, I know that Randy is trying to do a commercial, but I am trying to be your friend. I want you to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use promo code BET1580 and get that 56-1 odds on any NFL team. And as it goes for both, 21 and over, Arizona only. And if you have a gambling problem, it's 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Now, remember, new customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Well, who do they check for details on yours?
21 and older and present in Arizona. New users only. $10 first deposit required. You must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus is $150. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text Next Step to 53342.
You know how I know DraftKings is better than FanDuel? Because my disclaimer was way shorter. That's how.
All right. The real shame here is I didn't bring my popcorn.
Yeah,
to really just enjoy this.
Should always bring your popcorn.
I know.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, let's talk about the games that we have seen. We'll catch up on the text line. More of the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
NBA basketball tonight. Suns and Spurs are set to match up against each other in San Antonio. Suns come in with a 33-9 record. They're coming in off a back-to-back after they knocked off the Pistons yesterday, 135-108. Overall, the Suns, they have won 3 straight. They are favored tonight in San Antonio, favored by 4.5 points, the over-under at 227. Arizona Cardinals football tonight. They are in Inglewood for a matchup against the Rams. Rams are favored by 3.5, the over-under sitting at 49.5. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
It's the NFL playoffs, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is celebrating. Counting down to Super Bowl 56, new customers can get 56-1 odds on any team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer? You can still get in on the action of the divisional round with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BET1580. Get 56 to 1 odds on any NFL team. Bet just $5 and win $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. You know, the San Antonio Spurs through the 2020 season had the best winning percentage in NBA history. Lakers ranked second. What San Antonio Spur was the first ever to play in an NBA All-Star game? The answer coming up.
Sports updates on Phoenix teams, sports trivia about Phoenix sports, top picks, and much more. All at phoenixsports.digital. Here's a bonus sports trivia question from Nick LaCapria's Sports Trivia Library. Who is the last National League team to win 2 World Series in a row? See the answer at phoenixsports.digital. Your source for all things sports. phoenixsports.digital. Log on now.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz: name the first ever San Antonio Spur to play in an NBA All-Star game. The Iceman, George Gervin. George Gervin, the answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How'd you like to work here?
At The Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
College basketball is on the Fanatic. Are you ready for the madness? GCU is charging through the WAC on a collision course for the big dance. Catch their games live on the home of GCU basketball. We catch up with the best the NCAA has to offer. When it comes to college basketball, we are your home for all the action. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So we've got a lot of football to talk about. Got to catch up on the text line real fast. But last night, how about them Suns? 135 over the Pistons, 108. But, okay, well, that's not a big deal, actually. Now that I look at their the record of the Pistons.
It was better than the road trip started out to be. The Suns looked a lot better last night, a lot more lifelike last night. The last couple of games, they've looked sort of tired, lethargic. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your Phoenix Suns are the owners of the best record in the NBA since Golden State has been dropping 5 of the last 7 games. So your Suns are number 1.
Good. That's good news to come back to. But when did Devin Booker become so damn soft? You know what I'm talking about, right?
The Raptor.
They're talking about the Raptor.
Oh, my God. Did you guys talk about that last week? I'm sure you did, but you was that over the weekend? I don't know. Brain fog. Help me out. Did you guys talk about it?
Yeah, it was Thursday night. And so, yeah, it came up a little bit on Friday. We didn't get too much into it. But yeah, that was when that happened. They're in Canada
where there's no fans in the stands in Canada. And so he's shooting a free throw, which I believe he made. And then he complained about the mascot trying to distract him. Why did they allow him to have his way there?
Because he's an NBA player,
yeah, and he's a star
cried
player.
Foul, yeah.
I would even say I've been like, no, come on, man. That just saddened me about Devin Booker, and I can't tell you what's softer, him or the people who were unable to say no to him. You know, it's like, well, don't give him his way. That's what the mascot is supposed to do, not take a knee over there in the corner. I thought that was horrible and stupid that he would get all bent out of shape on that. But they should have never given him his way. Am I wrong on this?
No, I agree with you. I don't know what the mascot did that was so so terrible that Devin had to have him banished from the front of the basket or behind the basket there.
I'm going to try and take Devin's point of view to a degree. I don't know that the mascot did anything terrible, but I do imagine that the mascot is actually even more distracting in an empty stadium than in a stadium full of people. You're already, expecting the noise. You're already seeing the people with the waving foam sticks. So adding a mascot to that, probably not that distracting. Now we're in an empty gym. Get out of my face.
Is it cold in here? Because I feel a lot of snowflake.
Oh my God.
Is everybody under the age of 40 that soft?
I don't know if he was being soft so much as he's
talking about you.
I mean, okay. I don't know that I'm soft, but whatever.
If you're seeing his point of view, man, you are 20 ply.
We're
right
doing
there.
radio. I am trying to play some form of let's not all agree on the same damn thing.
Well, Keon, here's the thing.
On this show, that rogue anger, here it comes.
Come on.
I don't want fake analysis. I want your honest opinions. And if that's an honest opinion, I find you marshmallowy soft. If you're just taking the other side to create a radio argument, please don't.
I wasn't trying to do that. And that's why I said from his point of view, I wasn't saying that I was taking his side. I wasn't saying that I was suddenly, I understood where he was coming from. I was just saying in an empty stadium, a mascot is more distracting than in a full stadium.
Yeah, probably. But guess what? Pay that guy a lot of money to make those free throws, no matter what distractions are happening at the other end of that court.
And you know what? If he's aware, but he has enough influence to make the distraction go away, so he can make his free throw better, then he's still cashing in on, or he's still delivering on the promise of the money he's being paid. He's just doing it in a way that very annoying.
His girlfriend should have dumped him right there. No kind of a man. If you know what I'm saying, that is no kind of a man right there. That is a man card violation.
I don't
on
know
Devin Booker.
That your masculinity ought to be attached to. You didn't want the raptor in your
soft
face.
As soft can be, as snuggly soft. I want to curl up in the softness of it. It's just so soft. That was just like the worst thing I ever heard of or saw.
I just thought it was funny. I don't know.
You know what's funny? No, here's what's funny is this 60-year-old guy in Alabama that is like, them pretty nice looking bleachers over there. And he thought to himself, I'd like to have them. And so he tried to steal a set of bleachers. Now, when I say a set of bleachers, you can see the car right there with the bleachers on the back. And he was dragging.
What is he going to do with those?
No idea.
How is the car supposed to move?
Yeah, there's sparks and just dragging it across the pavement.
You can see the weight of the car just being pressed down.
He got a mile and a half. That was impressive.
You say he's from Alabama, huh?
Yeah.
Damn tide.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's two sets of metal bleachers that were like next to some tennis courts, and he's just like, gonna get me that. And they're about seating for 20. I don't know what he had in mind, but he needed seating for 20.
Had probably like a backyard wedding at his house or something.
And if it
You
succeeded,
think I care? Okay, I really don't.
do you think he would have gone back for the other one if he'd have gotten away with the first one? I have a lot of questions, but there's no answers. And here's the other thing.
I don't think he would have gone
broad daylight. It's happening broad daylight. It's 12:30 in the afternoon.
Absolutely no shame in what he's doing. No shame in his game. And I don't think he would have gone back for the second one because I don't think his car would have made it.
Yeah, that back end does look pretty low for a Crown Vic, doesn't it? Anyway, so that okay, not bright. Hey, have we had any booze news since I've been gone?
No booze news. No. Mm-mm.
Can we do that right now? Do you have the booze news theme handy?
I think I do. Let me get over to that. You kind of caught me off. Here we go. All right, Jeff, go.
So what do you get when you mix Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with beer? Other than another was Grandpa Jones sitting there talking about when he was a schoolboy. And by the way, Grandpa Joe was a son of a bitch. Lying in bed all them years. Oh, as soon as there's some free chocolate, he's up and dancing. It's like, dude, if you could have done that the entire time, why weren't you at? Why is Charlie's mom got to do all the work, you bastard? Anyway, Budweiser is hiding 10,000 golden cans of beer in specially marked packs throughout the United States. And if you find one, no magical tour of Anheuser-Busch, what you do get a chance to win $1 million. But before you get all excited here, A golden can just wins you the chance to win. Just makes sense, though. The golden ticket for Charlie and Chocolate Factory just got you on the tour. It didn't mean you won the factory. You had to go through a lot of tests. But anyway, but as far as the Budweiser, you got to post a picture of your can on the social media correctly and have the tag, blah, blah, blah. The rules are at the Budweiser site.
I got a golden beer can.
I wonder if you're allowed to drink it or if you're not supposed to. You better go over to Budweiser and read the rules if you're going to. Thing is, I'm not going to buy any Budweiser, so I'll never win.
Good point. Yeah.
You can also enter to win by going to Budweiser's website, just printing a picture of a golden can. And then you wrap that around a golden normal can, take a photo, do the social media post.
Well, there you go. You could just print the picture and get yourself a bottle of Guinness and put the beer can, tape that around the bottle of Guinness. Send that in.
Yeah, I'm a little annoyed by this whole thing, but I just thought I'd share it with you guys. Some of you do drink the Budweiser, so good luck with that. And Keon, I saw you post up on this, the Lay's potato chips people. Did you talk about this last week?
We didn't talk about it, but I put it on Twitter. Because
they're making chips out of potatoes that were grown in soil from all the NFL stadiums.
Yeah.
All the blood and the sweat and the beer and the nasty snot rockets and all the stuff that they do on a football field. And you want to grow some potatoes in it? Yeah, here's what happened. They're called Lay's Golden Grounds chips, and the tagline says "Grown in Glory," and they did it for 29 of the 32 teams. So sorry, Browns, Bengals, and Broncos fans, ain't gonna happen. And all for the teams that play on horrible turf, they use dirt from somewhere else in the stadium. Probably just scooped it off the chairs or something. I don't know. But then they mixed it with more dirt and grew potatoes. Would you want to eat anything grown from dirt in any stadium?
Would I want to eat anything grown from dirt at FedEx Field?
Oh, definitely not FedEx Field.
No, because I would die.
Yeah, that's automatic. That's you have a death wish if you do that. But if you want to win a bag of this stuff, go to lays.com/golden grounds and you could click on your team and see if you get a bag or something. I don't know. It seems like a really bad idea, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do about the Cardinals since we played at Sun Devil Stadium for those years and then moved out to Glendale to the Silver Nest out there.
Oh, it'd definitely be just from the dirt there and the grass that rolls in and out of the stadium. That's what I'm guessing.
Maybe.
Anyway, so that happened. Hey, do you guys want to know who won the right to play in the Premier League of the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League?
Oh, yeah. Are we done with booze news?
Oh, yeah. That was it. They didn't have much. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what you want from me. I just got back. Almost died.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I know. You're right at death's door.
So I'll give you the sad news first. The sad news is who is out of the Daily Blender Premier League. They will go and be in the regular leagues now.
Okay. Sad.
And this is rough because some of them did really well. So rules is rules, 4 in, 4 out. So here we go.
All right.
The Phoenix is out, but that's okay because that guy abandoned his team halfway through the season. So he was out no matter what.
Yeah.
Raven Kid out of the Premier League. Tough Call out of the Premier League.
Wow.
Conflictus Majoris, which is I don't remember now. COVID
Nostra
fog,
Marcus.
Thank you. Out of the Premier League.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel real bad about that.
I don't. He beat me by 1/10 of a point.
This would have been easier to take if most of the show hadn't been in the basement, so it felt wrong to penalize people, but rules is rules. So here's who's made it in. 4 out of the 9 champions in the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League. This was done
All right.
by scores. That's right. Regular season plus playoff scores all the way to the championship. We did adjust for the bye weeks, and all the math has been done. And here are your winners. From League 2, Revenge of the Box. From League 4, Baby Got Dak.
Wow. Okay. All right.
From League 5, Thundar Barbarians, which is the Thundar the Santa Barbarian.
Yep.
And League 7, Last Optimist Team, Ignatius. So those are the new
there we go.
players in the Premier League of the Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues. The other people will be shuffled off to other leagues for next year. So
congratulations to our new additions. And we're sorry to see you go to those who were kicked out of the damn Premier League.
And I've already sent the list. It took a while to get all the information, but I sent the list over to Ralph. So everybody who was going to get $100 prize or the $250 prize, that's going to get handled here pretty shortly. So thanks everybody for playing in the Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues. Thanks to Harmon Solar for ponying up the cash prizes for everybody, including the giant $25 check that's going to go to Brandon of his team, the Dingleberries, who had the worst season. Now,
okay,
I did have to check and make sure these weren't people who were just checked out. Brandon with the Dingleberries, he tried and he failed.
Congratulations.
Fantastically. Wow.
Congratulations, Brandon, with the Dingleberries.
His record, 3-11.
Oh, boy.
His point total was 1,490. To give you an idea, the lowest point total of a champion was 2,163.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So not even half as much.
Yeah, I feel your pain, Brandon.
Yeah, and he did tell me, which is what you're supposed to say. Well, in my other league, I won the championship, so I don't mind. Well, okay, but you're going to get a giant check, and I want to see you try to cash it in real life.
Absolutely, yeah.
But we'll present that to him at the next remote we can get to. All right, we must take a break. When we come back, yes, we will finally talk about the games that happened over the weekend. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's the NFL playoffs, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is celebrating. Counting down to Super Bowl 56. New customers can get 56-1 odds on any team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer? You can still get in on the action of the divisional round with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BET1580. Get 56-1 odds on any NFL team. Bet just $5 and win $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
Without the ones like you who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7 with supplies and solutions for every industry and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
It went in.
The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2022 Waste Management Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 7th through the 13th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher, back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. Are you seeing what is going on in the home buying market right now? Unbelievable. Not enough inventory, and there is a ton of demand. Some of these homes are getting 30, 40, 50 offers on them. How are you going to stand out? How are you going to differentiate yourself from the other buyers who are in line? I have a way. Use the Lund Mortgage Team. Lund Mortgage Team is locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience right here in the Valley. They have a great reputation, and it is a trustworthy pre-approval. And on top of that, they are quick. That's one of the things. You got to come equipped and be ready to buy. So what you need to do is make that first phone call to 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. Get that pre-approval going, and then get yourself ready to go buy that home of your dreams. Go online, lundmortgageteam.com, or call 623-875-9940.
We've got the Big P Podcast. Fantastic. Never miss your favorite hosts, that big interview, or your favorite show again.
That's just about the most fantastic scheme I've had to date.
Check out our podcast library. Download your favorite shows you want to hear and listen to it whenever and wherever you want. It's like audio magic.
My.
Get your ear on now at 1580thefanatic.com.
Stanton Pleasure here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, let's take a look at the schedule here. Today's Monday, right? Yeah, today's Monday.
What they tell me.
Tomorrow night, we've got some AIA high school basketball for you. Sunrise Mountain at Centennial. That's the girls playing. Then on Wednesday, we got Ironwood at Apollo. That's the boys playing. Both those games are at 7 p.m. Thursday, we got GCU at Stephen F. Austin, Texas. Wow, that's going to be a tough school, huh?
I would say Stephen F. Austin.
I don't ever know if it's Steph Curry, Steve Curry. You know what I'm saying? I just
Steph Curry.
When I see a P and an H in a name, it always throws me. But
Stephen F. Austin.
We just say GCU is at whoever's ass needs kicking, and that's what's going to happen.
That's fair. Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
They're in conference play, and this is a pretty decent Stephen F. Austin team. They're 10-6. So
whatever.
Big game.
Whatever.
The important part is we get off at 5:15.
Yes.
Don't tell.
There's a plus. There's a plus everything. A plus to everything.
I know, but this if anybody makes too much noise, they might try to make us go on at 2. I ain't doing it. Then on Saturday, GCU is taking on Sam Houston State.
Yeah.
Is that team worth a crap, Keelan?
No less about them, but I believe they're having a pretty good season as well. Yeah, they're fourth in the WAC. So yeah, they're doing all right.
All right. Well, whatever the case, that's what's going on. So let's get caught up on the text line real fast, and we will move on to whatever the next thing is. Big Stanky 87 says, "Go Titans." Got a tough one on Saturday. Before we talk about the next games, let's talk about the games that just happened. Mars Bars 805 says, "Happy Marley Monday. Welcome back, Jeffrey, and I hope the tequila helped you out. Let's go Raiders. Go later." Okay. First off, let's go Raiders home because they lost. Let's go Lakers. They're losing. He says, "I'll take an 805, please. Great show, guys." Yeah, I'm going to be a little cranky, I think. I'm going to be snarkier than normal, I think. Post-COVID. Boomer Sooner says, "Welcome back, Jeffrey. My wife's got the COVID. She's on her second week, so she must have got it right when you got it. You haven't been hanging around my wife, have you?" No, I haven't even been hanging around my wife. My wife's not messed around. The first one I was like, "Gee, I think I might be coming down with something." Honey, where'd you go? I've been locked up here well before we knew it was COVID. And I heard somebody was questioning, why didn't Jeffrey go to the doctor the first day he had a 100-degree temperature? Because I didn't know I had a 100-degree temperature. Why? Because the thermometer I had, I didn't know was faulty. So I kept taking my temperature. No fear. Don't understand. I feel like crap. This is horrible. Got a different thermometer when I started to get suspicious. Click. Oh, yeah, it's well over 100 now. I think I had over 100 for a couple of days, but then I went to the doctor the next day to answer that question. King of Kitten says, "Don't worry, Jeffrey. Don't be concerned. It won't be 100 for at least 10 more weeks." Blissful Hay says, "I just want to say how great and funny the Blender shows were last week." I have no doubt.
And funny?
I have no doubt. Robert Surprise says, "Do you think JJ Watt will have his legs back since he's been out for so long?" Well, hell, after I saw that horrible Pep piece on Twitter, I thought you were going to ask me if he was going to be shaving his legs. Oh my God. That's the worst promo piece I've ever seen. I retweeted it on my Twitter so you could see this and I quote tweeted JJ Watt. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. And somebody else in media says, "Ooh, gave me chills." Oh, you colossal kiss ass. This thing doesn't give anybody chills. It's sad. Have you seen it? Do you know what I'm talking about? There's some woman singing "Hazy Shade of Winter" and JJ Watt trying to look all tough and mean to and I'm like, oh, this is the worst musical choice. The worst musical choice for something is supposed to be like, yeah, that made me go, I might be ovulating. And that's how bad it was.
It's like every time I hear that song by Adele, it makes me want to drive into oncoming traffic.
Well, yeah. Yes. Well, that's man card accreditation for that. But
Thank you.
Anyway, so Robert asked, do you think he'll be ready, game ready? Because that usually takes a few games.
Oh, I guarantee you he's going to be in shape and he's going to give it 110, whether he's game ready or not. I'm just saying the guy's going to give you 110. That's what he does. That's why he was a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. So you can count that J.J. Watt will give everything that's in his tank tonight on that field at SoFi Stadium against the Sheepherd.
So there you go, Robert, and surprise. Just his presence alone gives the other team something they have to think about. They don't know how good he will or will not be, but his presence means you got to put a guy on him.
Yeah.
You can't just double up on somebody else. So that's a good thing to have him no matter what. Plus, like Randy says, his presence alone for the team is a great thing. Swazman says, good to hear you survived, Jeffrey. We didn't talk about you while you were gone, as far as you know. Good luck, Cardinals, tonight, he says.
Yeah.
Rough Rob says, Jeffrey, welcome back. You're still not 100%. How in the world do players do it after COVID? Well, I am 51 years old. So when this thing got a hold of me, I'll be honest. I don't think I said this earlier, but if I had not been vaccinated plus booster, after the way this thing treated me, I'm pretty sure I would have died. Because if I reacted this badly having been vaccinated, chances are you guys would be like, oh, should we feel bad about Jeffrey O'Brien died tweets? Just know, if I died, I still would have thought it was funny. Just so you know. But so players are like made of rubber. They're 18, 19, 20, 30, 25, 30, maybe in some cases in the NFL. I'm talking most of them. And a lot of these guys are going to be asymptomatic. I avoided COVID for 2 years because I knew there's no way I was going to be asymptomatic. And interesting, this is really not a scientific thought process. I did have a bit of a reaction to the second vaccine that I got. It did slap me around for like a day and then I was fine. And my wife, nothing. And so now she's been in the same house and you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking the way you react to a vaccine may give you an indication of how you would have reacted to the real thing. There's no science behind that, but it's got me thinking. So I do believe that while the vaccines didn't stop me from getting it, this Omicron thing is a whole new game. I think it stopped me from kicking the bucket. Prison Wallet says, Randy, Jeffrey, we get it. You're the official sports betting station. Can we talk about sports now? No, what we're going to talk about, since you brought that up, is the DraftKings. You got to go download the DraftKings app. And when you do, make sure you use my code BET1580.
Randy 1580, FanDuel, sportsbook.fanduel.com. Go ahead.
Don't mix them up, Randy, though, because your code don't work on DraftKings and my code don't work on FanDuel.
Right. My code only works on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook application.
How about you don't interrupt me when I'm talking about the DraftKings stuff?
Well, because I was here first. You need to get a line, Jack.
How about who was here first? It's who's here's best. And it's the royalty that is going to speak first. DraftKings.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just saying. And let's see. Big Kev says, I play with DraftKings. Sports betting's not legal in North Carolina, but daily fantasy is. So I'm going to take that one. Good man, Big Kev. Don't forget, bet 1580. Mr. Pringle says, what's the gambling problem number again? It's 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Hefty Lefty says, here's a good idea. Even better, do DraftKings and FanDuel. $100 referral for DraftKings and a $50 referral for FanDuel. There you go. Bam. Immediately $150 in bets for you.
Ooh, there you go.
Ooh, and there you go. And then get the boost of having both codes in there.
All right, well, not only that, but here's a scenario. Tonight's game being a very good example. You might want to put $5 down on the Cardinals to win, but you want to hedge your bet, and maybe you can't do it on one of the apps. So you go to the other app and you put $5 down on the Rams to win. Now you've got yourself covered with a couple of different vehicles. You see what I'm saying? You got to work the system.
You know, I'll tell you what, Randy. I will download the FanDuel using your promo code. If you download the DraftKings using my promo code,
will do. It's a date.
Well, no, don't put it that way. Can we rephrase that?
but it's been so long, Jeffrey.
Oh, Jesus.
You've been gone for all week.
See what I've had to put up with for 30 years, resisting his advances?
Mm-hmm. Well, can you blame me? Can you blame me?
If that's what it takes to get you to download the DraftKings app and use Bet 1580,
yes.
Still not doing it, but you still should just do this anyway. And I'll get the other one. So FanDuel.
All right.
All right. Let's see here. Hefty Lefty says, also this weekend was a great example for people to use that are against the two extra teams in the playoffs. The 7 seeds got spanked and didn't look like they belonged in there at all.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but the Steelers didn't look like they belonged in there at all.
I think Randy wants to spank me. And that's all I got from that text. Screaming Eagle says, hi, Fanatic. So happy to hear that Jeffrey didn't bite the bullet. He's back amongst the living. You were very wise to have gotten the vaccine and then boosters. Yeah, Screaming Eagle's a doctor. See, he's on my side. Fubar 1000 says, by the way, Randy gave you one hell of a eulogy, Jeffrey. He said, Jeffrey is not dead. Then we all got a timeout with no whistle.
Yep. That's exactly right. It was not a eulogy. What I said was my friend who has announced that he has the COVID. My friend is not dead. My friend is laying there in the clutches of death, and he's going to rise up like the great bird of Phoenix. He's going to rise up from the ashes, and he will not let this thing keep him down. He will not let the toils and the death and the stench of that sting of death keep him down. He will rise up again, and he will return better and stronger than he was before. He is Jeffrey O'Brien.
Thank you, Randy. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I may not be stronger yet. Hopefully that comes here in the next week or two. But I appreciate that. Yep. By the way, that this brings to mind, my wife was asking me if you were going to do a great Cardinals versus Rams rant on the show today.
I neglected to do one. It just wasn't right. In the spirit of everything, you with the COVID, you weren't here. Ralph wasn't here. The spirit of what was going on, I didn't do that. Now, if you want me to do one today, I might be able to muster one up.
Well, I know my wife wants you to do one. And now that she's heard you do that Jeffrey O'Brien rant, she's going to be like, well, why can you do that and not do the other thing? She lives for your Cardinals rants, my friend. Maybe
I don't
we
believe
do
that
at the end of the show.
Okay.
No, I think she likes you on the show more than she likes me.
I don't believe that for a second, but thank you.
I know she listened to every one of your programs, you know. And I was like, I tried to use the intercom and like, honey, she's like, shut up, I'm listening to the show. Okay.
I'm sure she did. Yeah.
For like 3 hours. I couldn't even get any water up here.
Yeah.
Beer Bob says, aren't mascots at arenas for the fans? If there's no fans in the arena, what's the point of the mascot being there at the Raptors?
Thank you. That's been my question ever since this has happened. Remember early on in the COVID and the ESPN, there was no sports at all. And they went over, let's go ahead and throw it to South Korea for some baseball. And they had these people in the empty stadiums up there, music going on and dancing and all this business and holding up placards. And what in the hell are you doing? The stadium is empty.
I'll tell you what they were doing. It's for TV, because the people who can't be in the stands are watching TV and they see the mascot there. And it's kind of a nice warm fuzzy outside of that. No, I get what you're saying. I 100% understand.
Yeah,
but that's why.
I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it for a second, Jeffco.
Bruce's buddy says, you know what? I know a lot of 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds in the military that are the opposite of soft. So I don't think it has to do with age, but maybe more about how you're raised. That's a good point. My son, who was a United States Marine, protected the president and is scary as hell. I didn't raise him to be soft. So, yeah, he is a different. I thought Keon wasn't, but I don't know. Sometimes when he says some of the things he says, I start to wonder.
No, he's not soft. Keon's sharp as a damn razor blade. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, I got my suspicions. All right, must take break. When we come back, we'll finally get around to talking about all the games over the weekend. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up on Tuesday at 1 p.m., Monday Night Football, winner go home for the Cardinals and the Rams. Will we be looking back at the season or head to Tampa? We'll break it down, the good and the ugly, and set the stage for next weekend's playoff games. Football dominates now, but tons of other news. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event, Tuesday, 1 p.m. on 1580 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Did you know that Constructors Bonding has been Arizona's leader in surety management for over 40 years? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than anyone, anywhere. Contractors, developers, attorneys, car dealers, and hundreds of other industries turn to Constructors Bonding for their bond solutions. Call me personally at 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution for better bonding.
Do we have a retirement crisis looming in this country? Rob Canyor here from the Retire Right with Reverse Rob show, personally inviting you to a private screening of the movie The Baby Boomer Dilemma, an expose of America's retirement experiment by Doug Orchard Films. Please join us as my guest at the Harkins 101 Theater in Scottsdale on Wednesday, January 26, 2022 from 1 to 3 p.m. for this private screening with Reverse Rob to gain valuable information about the future of Social Security, Medicare, pensions, and 401ks. Seating is limited, so please be sure to RSVP as soon as you can to reserve your spot by visiting my website, www.reverserob.com, under the events section for additional information, or simply text your RSVP to this number, 602-361-1587. That's 602-361-1587. I look forward to having you as my guest for this riveting film that could help better secure your retirement picture and protect your valuable legacy.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-PROCOPY. That's 602-776-2679.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Starting out this hour, I got breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news.
Newsflash. This is breaking news.
Mike Mayock has just been shown the door. He will not continue with the Las Vegas Raiders. So he is now a goner. So that's your breaking news right there.
So do you think they stay with Rick Bisaccia as the head coach?
I know the players want that, but the players don't always know what's best for them. But I'd say he has to be a prime candidate. He seemed like he did a pretty good. He got him into a playoff game. So I don't know, Keon, what do you think? Are they going to keep this guy around? Or here's another question. Will he end up getting interviewed by other teams to be a head coach now?
He may end up being interviewed by other teams, but I still think that we're going to have to see what direction that the Raiders move in as far as their general manager goes. Because if they hire a new general manager, and the new guy comes in and he goes, I don't really care for this Bisaccia guy, and I wasn't here for all of the warm and fuzzies of this amazing story of him coaching them into the playoffs, then Bisaccia, no matter how well he coached, out the door.
Yeah. Whatever the case, it looks like there's going to be a new GM and possibly a new coach of the Raiders here in the not too distant future. I think it's for the best. Mayock needed to go probably a long time ago.
Yeah, he had a few pretty bad drafts in a row. And at some point, you just have to go, this guy, is he really building the future of our team?
Right. The Berg says Devin Booker is softer than K1 is going to be tonight versus Donald and the Rams. I don't think that little Kyler Murray is soft. He's
over 600 yards passing, over 100 yards rushing against this Rams team this season. I don't call that soft. I call that a pretty good quarterback.
And I think he gets emotionally affected, and I think that affects his play. I think that he's not making some good decisions as much as he used to, but I also think he's a victim of some bad coaching. But I don't think he's going to be soft. I mean, if Aaron Donald sacks him, parts of him will be softened, but I don't know if I can say that Kyler Murray is soft.
No, I don't even know if I can say Devin Booker is soft. Like that one thing he did.
Oh, that one thing is enough. Come on,
come on. That can't define your whole character. This is a guy that's tough. He
was tough. Played with the broken nose and
would
got
still
slapped
do those
around.
Things. People are more complicated than just one moment of, hey, I don't want a mascot in my face. And
Okay.
So
How about not soft? He's a whiny little bitch for that. How's that? That was just a horrible, horrible look.
No, I mean, I don't know. Cause he was saying that in practice, whenever, guys are trying to distract him while he's shooting, he just tells them, hey, you guys get the hell out of the way too. That's just how he is. I don't know. I don't think that makes you a soft person.
Boo plus who equals Devin Booker. By the way, the Bird says he did get a bag of those NFL field chips from Foxborough. He says he's not going to eat them, not going to open them. He's going to add it to the sports food collection.
Sports food collection.
But
what else is in the sports food collection?
Do they appreciate? Because
well,
a bag of chips as a collector's item.
If they're Lay's, they've got to be full of preservatives, so they'll be good in 100 years.
No, if it's Lay's, the bag is full of air anyway. You might as well eat the chips. No one will know the difference. Navy Brad says, welcome back, Jeffrey. I hear you're the new GM for the Vikings. Oh, I see what you're doing there. Did they hire the girl? That was actually pretty subtle and good. Ukla says, hey, Randy, Keon, who's the new guy? Welcome, new guy. Booger Wolf says, hey, baby got Dak. What did you think of the camera people showing all the Cowboys fans crying from that beatdown? It was freaking awesome. It's funny as hell. Dak's what you guys get. Pun intended. Go Niners, he says.
The one that was the funniest was the lady that they showed who was crying.
It's like 5 minutes before it was over.
4.5 minutes to go in the football game. She knew. That's what it was. That's the way I choose to interpret that. The deep down in her soul, she knew the game was over.
Well, all Cowboys fans knew.
my son Jake, Junk Food Jake, who lives in Fort Worth, not too far from Frisco, and who is a Cowboys fan and has been a Cowboys fan for many years, sent me a text that the airport at Dallas Fort Worth, so DFW Airport, had tweeted out, hey, welcome 49er fans. We've stocked up on plenty of tissue for your return trip back to the Bay Area. So that tweet did not age real well, did it?
Wow. And you know what was bad? Here, let me tell you what was bad is it was almost the other way around. 49ers players going by with like 6 minutes left. I'm like, don't do that. You're only up by one score at this moment. You don't want to do that.
Well,
So
I mean,
they're lucky to get out of there with their lives.
And listen, Dak Prescott is a great quarterback. Does he warrant the kind of pay that Jerry paid him this year? I don't think so, in my opinion, my humble opinion. And there's the reason why. A guy that gets that kind of pay doesn't make those type of mistakes. And if the sideline is calling a quarterback draw late in the game like that, then you've got to learn how to run that play so you don't kill all the clock and then get yourself in a situation where you can't spike the ball and stop the clock. I mean, goodness sakes. Well, that, to me, spells overrated quarterback.
Yeah, I think you're being maybe a little harsh on Dak. I think he's a great quarterback who has not had good coaching. That is the thing. I don't think that he has been taught right. I don't think that he has been brought along by the right people. Let's talk about these games in the order of which they happened, though, shall we? Let's just do it that way, and then we'll talk about the situation with Dak Prescott and whatnot. Let's just go ahead and start out with the first game, which was the Las Vegas Raiders and the Cincinnati Bengals. And Bengals handled them quite nicely. The Bengals looking really, really good. So this is the problem with some of these games. I still don't know. Are the Bengals really good, or is it just because they were playing the Raiders that they looked that good?
Well, keep in mind, the first half of that game, it was all Bengals all the time. And the Raiders kept clawing and fighting and scratching, and they got back into that game. And they were right there with the football when they ran out of time. I mean, if they don't pick that ball off, the Raiders could have an opportunity to score. So there were some excited and kind of anxious Bengals fans there as the clock was winding down.
I think that I finally figured it out. It took me the entire NFL season and a lot of football to watch, but I finally figured it out. The reason why this season is so weird is we have a bunch of really good teams, and all of those teams have two faces. The good Bengals look like a juggernaut. The bad Bengals can't lose to the Jets. The good Cowboys have one look. The bad Cowboys, that was the end of the game. The good Niners have one look. And so, like, every team,
the good Colts have one look, and they lose the Jaguars.
Yeah. No, seriously. Even the teams just outside of the playoffs have another level, that because, the Chargers, the good Chargers look unbeatable. The bad Chargers are doing God knows what. Brandon Staley can't coach his way out of a paper bag. There's so many teams that are like that. And I think this Bengals team is probably one of the more extreme versions of that, where we just caught them on a good week, but who knows what they're going to do next week?
Who knows? But at least for that game, little Joe Burrow, Home Alone kid versus the Daniel Stern on the other side, Mr. David Carr, Jack Parr. Sorry, COVID fog. Derek Carr. There you go. It made that meme come true, didn't it? Absolutely. And here's the thing, though. A lot of people, especially Raider fans, are going to be saying, well, yeah, but, what about the whistle? What about the whistle when they called that a touchdown, but they had blown the whistle before the guy caught the ball? Jerome Bozier and his official crew there under a lot of heat for bad calls, and especially that one. Because somebody blew a whistle too soon, and then some of the Raiders players kind of laid off the play, and then Burrow was able to get a touchdown.
Well, did you see the game, Jeffrey? Because I was watching it, and I watched it in real time, and I didn't see that early whistle caused that play to happen. Now, I understand the way the rule is read, but you see that the ball is in the air on the way to the receiver when the whistle blows. So
but there's a moment of time, even though it's blown in the air, some of the defensive players in the end zone, they just let up. And that could be a difference of a half second, because if they hadn't let up, maybe that ball doesn't get into that guy's hands.
There is something there. They teach you to play till the whistle. And
they teach you to play through the whistle.
Right. But once there's a whistle there, then you go.
Yeah, shame on those Raiders players for not seeing it through. Yeah, they could have maybe made a play on that ball.
Yeah, but I can't necessarily knock them for the human nature of the sound that usually indicates that this play is over has sounded. And your entire life, that sound has meant this play is over. And this one instance, it means that the play is not over. Again, it's the playoffs. So that's on you, because you have to be prepared for different things to happen. No scenario is going to be perfect.
But I don't know that even with that early whistle or that errant whistle blowing, that they would have stopped the ball from getting to that where he was wide open. Good night. I could have made that pass.
Well, he made that on the run for his life, and there were guys around. It can go either way. But let me just say this. It was obvious to most everybody who watched that whistle did get blown, and so that play should have been called back. Whether it was right or wrong or indifferent, the whistle sounded before the catch, shouldn't have been a touchdown. But here's the thing that's killing me. Now, they've said Jerome Bozier and his crew probably not going to work again this year. And because I guess they grade them every game, that sort of thing. But out of the other side of his mouth, Walt Anderson, the vice president of officiating, says, "Oh, we didn't feel the whistle was blown before the receiver caught the ball." Oh, you don't have a videotape recorder? You can't, because we all saw it and heard it. What are you watching that we're not watching? Yeah. But that just shows the problem with officiating. Now, we're going to talk about more bad officiating here in a few moments, but they're protecting themselves at one part, but the other part is like, well, if there's no problem, then why isn't Jerome Bozier and that crew going to continue on into the postseason? You can't have it both ways. By the way, he's my favorite referee just because of the way he talks. I've always known he's a bad official. Him and his crew are horrific, but I just like holding 10-yard penalty, first down. I love that guy. But man, if he's calling a Colts game, I'm like, oh, this is not going to go well.
Yeah. And for a long time there, it seemed like every penalty you could think of, there was holding, I think, on 3 or 4 consecutive plays. They're holding. Say it right. Holding. Yeah, the Raiders couldn't do anything. They got called holding 4 times. You could call holding on every play.
It's unfortunate because it's also one of the things that the NFL does. They are possibly one of the least accountable leagues when it comes to officiating. And they're basically just trying to Jedi mind trick us into just believing that this is fine.
You did not hear the whistle before he caught it. I did not hear the whistle before he caught it. Well, I'll tell you what, you could say, the Bengals were handling these guys. Well, it was a 1-score game. So you can't say that touchdown didn't matter. You can't say it wouldn't have made a difference. It did make a difference. And it could have been a very different outcome altogether if not for that bad whistle. So whatever the case, the Bengals are moving on, and so are we. Let's talk about a very cold game. And when the Patriots played the Bills, what was it, like 20 degrees on the field? It was like something like it was more than chilly, right?
Yeah.
It was closer to 11.
Yeah, I think it was 11 with a wind chill factor down to -7.
Yeah, and of course, getting ready for the game over on the ESPN, some lady named Diana Rossini was talking about how Josh Allen struggles in the cold weather games because he, I guess, has bad circulation or something. And so this Bart Scott guy who used to play as a linebacker in the NFL, he's like, "Oh, you should take Viagra." And she's like, "What?" And he says, "No." He says it gets the circulation going right. And he says a lot of NFL players, at least back in his day, took Viagra because it opens up the blood vessels. Viagra first to heart medicine, so it builds up circulation. And he says, "I'm not joking." And nobody would believe him, but I'm just thinking, well, that's not a good look.
I remember I was watching
a bunch of players running around, just, I'm not tackling him. I'm not tackling him.
Nope. And the thing is, like, I believe him because he said, somebody else said it on the 4-letter too, that they agreed. Basically, somebody else that played in the NFL agreed and said, "Yeah, this happens." So I don't know. He was also another Jet. So maybe it's just a New York Jets thing. I don't know.
You don't want to give the defense one more thing to tackle you by, especially not. Whatever the case, at least we didn't think we saw any of that. But
just grab him by the handle there.
How about the Bills, though? How about the Bills?
Wow.
Listen, Bill Belichick, great. He's a great coach, and you really should always think twice before you bet against him. But Mac Jones, basically a rookie, and that Patriots team had a good season, but you can't say, "Oh, Belichick's not what he used to be." Blah, blah. There's no way they were going to go far into these playoffs. And when this version of Josh Allen showed up, there's no stop. They are perfect, by the way. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
They played a perfect offensive game. They're the first NFL team to play a perfect offensive game in the playoffs, if not history. Yes, it was a perfect game. 47-17, as you know. They never punted, never kicked a field goal, never turned the ball over. That's what constitutes a perfect game. In 7 straight possessions, they scored 7 touchdowns.
And also, to add to that, they had more touchdowns than incomplete passes. So that's even more of as close to perfection as you can possibly get.
Yeah.
And that tells you the Patriots defense really sucked.
On a brutally cold day, too, by the way.
It's a bad matchup for the Patriots in a lot of ways because Bill Belichick tends to not spend his draft picks on defensive line, pressure guys. He likes coverage sacks. He likes his guys to be back there. And no matter how long the quarterback holds the ball, the coverage holds. That didn't happen on Saturday. And once guys got beat once or twice, they were getting beat all the time.
4 incompletions total for Josh Allen, 5 touchdown passes, average of 12.3 yards a pass, 6 yards a rush. They went 6 for 7 on third down. The only one they didn't convert was the final kneel down of the game. Okay. So Patriots defense, are they not good? I thought they were good. So, or is this just, does this mean Buffalo is finally realized like, okay, we're good? Remember there'd be a game. You're like, holy crap, Josh Allen. The next game you're like, no, not Josh Allen. Oh my God, Josh Allen. Not Josh Allen. Does this mean that they're finally who they're going to be? That they're awesome?
I don't know. I feel like, again, they're another one of these two-faced teams. The good face is that 47 points on a Patriots defense that was really stingy this season. The bad face is they can't beat the Jaguars. So I don't know that they finally hit their stride because they never really had that moment where it seemed to all come together at any point in the season, but they're fully capable of being dominant if the matchup's right.
Don't you dare make it a big deal about not beating the Jaguars.
I mean, of course not.
You shut your mouth. God damn it.
Trevor Lawrence is just out there throwing dimes.
Hefty Lefty. Oh, that's a good meme. He says, obviously, Allen took the Viagra. That's funny. Yeah, I'll have to post that. All right, must take break. When we come back, we'll talk about the rest of the games that happened yesterday. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
You ever hear something on the radio and figure I got to give it a shot? Well, I did. This is Stephen McCollum, host of The Main Event here on The Fanatic. I heard all the ads for Valley Medical Weight Loss and thought, what have I got to lose? I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. Valley Medical is a true pioneer in the weight loss industry, supervised by board-certified physicians, helping you gain the edge in your weight loss battle, boosting your energy, and getting you real results. 3 Valley locations, so there's one near you. Visit valleymedicalweightloss.com for info, and when you go, mention The Fanatic or Money Radio and get your first week free.
Finding the right person for the job isn't easy. Just ask someone who hired a lounge singer to be their office receptionist.
Hello, this is Mickey Marquis, and you've reached the office of Doug & Associates. Thank you very much. Catch me Tuesday nights at the Hotel Johnson. Hello?
But if you've got an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can bundle your policies, which could save you hundreds.
Doug & Associates, this is Mickey Marquis. Hello?
For expert help with all your insurance needs, visit geico.com/local today.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
It went in.
The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2022 Waste Management Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 7th through the 13th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
You ever hear something on the radio and figure I got to give it a shot? Well, I did. This is Stephen McCollum, host of The Main Event here on The Fanatic. I heard all the ads for Valley Medical Weight Loss and thought, what have I got to lose? I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. Valley Medical is a true pioneer in the weight loss industry, supervised by board-certified physicians, helping you gain the edge in your weight loss battle, boosting your energy, and getting you real results. 3 Valley locations, so there's one near you. Visit valleymedicalweightloss.com for info, and when you go, mention The Fanatic or Money Radio and get your first week free.
It's NFL playoff time.
You know what time it is, baby.
And your home to the NFL has you covered. Follow along with all the action, all the drama, all the glory of the NFL playoffs. That's not all. The Fanatic is your radio home of Super Bowl 56, live from LA. When it comes to the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 56, we are your NFL playoffs headquarters. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, your home for the NFL. That's right. We have all your games here, well, at least on CRC Broadcasting. The first game on Saturday is going to be over on Money Radio 1510 because we have a GCU game in the afternoon. So Bengals and Titans will be on Money Radio 1510. At 6 p.m., we got 49ers at Packers. That's right. Listen to the Packers whoop the asses out of the 49ers at 6 p.m. here on 1580 Fanatic. And then on Sunday, with any luck at all, I'm not going to use the L word. Not going to do it. But with any luck at all, well, that's an L word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, whatever the case,
it's
you'll
a more
see
acceptable L word.
Hopefully, the Cardinals will play the Buccaneers. Now, if that happens, of course, we can't air it. But whoever, but that's when that's going to happen. Then Sunday afternoon, we have Bills and Chiefs. So that's what's going on. I want to air a game, but I'd rather not air a game. I am pulling for the Cardinals to win. I am not going to say the thing I had said before. Just, I don't know that I'll ever get any food.
I just want to, I just want to remind you, my friend, what's happened since you said that phrase that paid you off. I just want to remind you of things that have happened.
Oh, I know it's happened. Yeah. Go ahead.
And you're recovering from one now, I believe. You should have never put the never put the hex on the damn big red machine.
I wasn't putting a hex on, and I
don't think you were.
Words hold no dominion over me.
I beg to differ, my friend.
Hey, if they did, I wouldn't have COVID. I'd have ass cancer because I wished ass cancer on many
how
people.
Do you know that's not right around the corner if you keep trifling with these powerful? Our words have power, my friend.
They don't have that kind of power if you don't let them have that kind of power. But out of the respect for my wife, who I count on for any kind of food that comes up to this door,
among other things.
By the way, she's cracking me up. Room service. Room service. And then, of course, I wait, give her a chance to get down the stairs before I open the door. But if I say those immortal words, that's the end of the food, man. That's the end of the food.
Among other things.
Well, that's all I'm getting right now is food. So all I'm going to say is I'm rooting for the Cardinals to win. I hope that they do. We'll talk about that game more a little bit later on. But we'll see what happens. Speaking of your Cardinals, he says, what are the Vegas odds of J.J. Watt making it to halftime without getting injured again?
Jeez, sounds like another 49er fan.
I would not even bet on that. But
well, first off, even if J.J. Watt played in a game and somehow got injured again at halftime, we wouldn't know because he wouldn't tell us because he's J.J. Watt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, doesn't it look like J.J. Watt's missing something? Like, no, his leg is gone. His leg is gone. He just hopped back out on the field. So let's see. He says J.J. Watt is bringing birthday presents to the game. No, presents. His presence.
Yeah.
His aura. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, you need to ask Randy how much he was out of breath last week on his rant. He couldn't talk for like an hour after that.
Well, it wasn't quite an hour. It was a few moments. It was listen, I had to, my powerful rant brought you back from the clutches of death. I believe that.
Here I am. And Boomer Sooner also says he would have kicked that mascot's ass. Yeah, I think I would have ignored it and just done my damn job. Big Stanky 87 says, it's funny. When I left for Tennessee last month, the Cardinals were playing the Rams on a Monday night. Jeffrey jinxed them then. And now today I'm getting back to Phoenix with them playing on a Monday night. Haven't heard Jeffrey say that horrible L word.
He's not going to say it either.
I ain't gonna. And I'm not going to try to be funny and say it like I did last time, the very last second of the show when I said it. Oh, if I paid for it anyway, it was my Colts losing, because
well, that was one of the things I was going to remind you.
You don't need to remind me. Let's see. Fubar 1000 says, I think tonight will define the Cardinals season. Well, yeah. Are you serious with that comment? I think tonight will define their season. Only as much as if they lose, it will be over.
Thank you, Booger McFarland, for your acute observation.
He says, no, they got an opportunity to say, screw you, Rams, for taking the division. Now we'll just knock you out of the playoffs. And he then says, go Cardinals.
Well, and not only that, but the Cardinals have got to make up for some lost time here. Listen, they had a chance to clinch the division and gave that opportunity up. The Cardinals have not been playing top shelf football. They've been just kind of eking through games. They've got to get back to play that confident offense that they had early on in the season. And the damn defense, I have a feeling, will be much better and more energized this game because you're going to have J.J. Watt on the other side, and that's going to loosen up that offensive line. They're not going to focus on Chandler Jones, so look out.
Mr. Pringle says, perfect game for the Bills offense. Yeah, but they didn't do it in 9 innings, though, did they, Randy? Huh? Am I right? Am I right?
That's right. Only 4 quarters. No, according to old Drunky McDrunk there in the MLB office, not a perfect game.
Senior Wake and Bake. Well, brace yourself. Jeffrey, glad you're better. Bang, bang, Niners gang, fresh out of the acre of them horrible cow chips.
Yeah.
Go Niners.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't understand what that means.
Well, he's just he's flaunting the fact that the 49ers beat the Cowboys in their own stadium. That's what he's saying. That's 49er talk. Yeah.
By the way, just kind of wanted to poke every single one of those Dallas fans that was crying on TV right in the eyeballs. Just want to give you a reason to cry. Book. There you go. Now it makes sense.
I mean, your team hasn't been good for 25 years.
Why was it that surprising?
Yeah, it's you lost in the playoffs again, like you always do.
Well, they fell under the spell of old Crazy Jerry. That's what it was. Crazy Jerry kept talking Super Bowl or bust.
It's weird because they talk themselves into this all the time, and then it collapses on themselves, and it is only surprising to them. Nobody else.
Senior Reagan-Bake, there's a whole lot of weirdness in his text, but he does somewhere get around to call me car sick Sally.
Car sick Sally.
Because I don't do well as a passenger. And it's not like I get motion sickness. I can be on the ocean fine, but if I'm I'm a bad passenger. It's more of a control thing for me. Like if you gave me the Lisa Simpson steering wheel, I could probably convince myself I'm driving and not get car sick.
I got a breaking news there, ladies and gentlemen.
Breaking news.
This is breaking news.
It's final. The Coyotes have scored another win in less than a week. That makes 2 in 7 days. 5-2 over the Canadiens today.
I think they're starting to put it together a little bit.
What?
The Coyotes. I think they're starting to put it together a little bit. And I'm not saying
shut up.
No, I'm not saying that they're turning the season around. I'm saying they're clearly improving.
You just got done talking about not jinxing things.
Yeah. It's not a jinx. I didn't make a prediction. I didn't say look at them. They're suddenly
enjoy the 10
bound.
game skid.
Well, even if they lose games, because that's not what this season is. I just wanted to see the team improve, start to gel. And there's certain young players who are stepping up, playing a whole lot better. And the chemistry of the team, it's actually been fun to watch.
Yeah. And that young goalkeeper.
He's been impossible to score.
That guy is amazing.
I think you can give them a compliment without chasing them.
Navy Brad says, great show, guys. Watching it on the TV there. Day off with pay. Good for you for having a day off with pay. That's always good to have a day off with pay.
All right.
Wow, that is a nice setup you got there. And damn, I look good. 31 years ago today, he says the Gulf War started. Damn, I'm old and I'm salty. It's okay to be both.
Yep.
Bite My Kebab says, so I didn't know it was a Bildo bobblehead night at the Buffalo New England game yesterday. They say it's going to replace Bat Night. Yeah, I understand they won the game. So why are they throwing those giant fleshy marital aids down onto the field? I think they just well, I'm here and I have it and it's funny. And, with the giant fleshy giblets that are attached to the base of the big fleshy marital aid, when you throw it, it goes end over end like a good tomahawk would. What the hell? Did you see the videos?
No.
The referee sitting there looking down at this big, giant, fleshy manhood representation in the end zone going, I ain't picking that up.
Not touching it.
I ain't doing it.
They don't pay me nearly enough.
That's it.
Oh, boy.
And there
That
is
is
no
impressive.
number that they can pay him that would be nearly enough.
No.
I mean, the guy who's on the Raiders, he might have grabbed it, but come on. Come on. That was funny.
Wow.
That guy
on the Raiders probably would have.
I just cracked myself up.
Wow.
Prison Wallet says, I'm a Niner fan, but I took Green Bay minus the points. 49ers just showed me they're not ready yet.
Well, they did let a good Dallas team back in the game. They had them down pretty good, and the defense couldn't hold them down. And Dallas, but I still say it was a completely botched final drive by whoever's calling the calls and making the plays. It was a completely botched set of plays.
Yeah, you only had two games that were that close. It was Vegas and Cincy, and it was Dallas and the 49ers. And the 49ers did let Dallas claw back in. And, yeah, so don't be too thrilled with yourselves, Niner fans. You're going up against a formidable team on Saturday, and I do not expect you to survive. 888-368-1580. Gorilla Toe says, if the quarterback takes Viagra, does the center demand every play start from the shotgun? I would. All of a sudden, like, Jeffrey O'Brien, the center for the Bills, is limping. Why is he limping? He's just, a non-contact play. He's limping. Why is he? Here's the thing. I think that maybe they're expecting that the cold weather would have overcome that problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
When it's cold outside.
Sure it would.
So it balances out and you get that
shrinkage.
So you get the benefit of circulation to your hands and feet without the other stuff.
I mean, you imagine that. That's like 4 hours later, he's at the sideline going, everybody, look at this. Look at this.
Look what I could do.
Look where I hung my helmet. This is amazing.
You talk about a heater. Hello.
Blissful Hayes says, Jeffrey, will Mushroom take an owner of the Colts give Carson Wentz a well-deserved max contract? No, I'm pretty sure from what you've heard that Chris Ballard has had enough of Frank Reich and his Bible study quarterbacks coming in there and ruining my season. So I don't know what's going to happen next, but it's not going to be Carson Wentz. It's not going to be Phil Rivers. Did Frank Reich work with anybody else I need to worry about?
Didn't he work with Peyton Manning?
No, I don't think so. No.
Thought he did for some reason.
Maybe Nick Foles, but nobody's that dumb.
Well, he did win a Super Bowl.
There's no way he gets to choose another quarterback.
It doesn't sound like it, because Chris Ballard said the way he described it was, I don't regret the decision I made at the time.
Yeah.
But right now we're going to be looking at other options. So basically, Frank talked him into it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll go with your gut here. We'll go with your instinct. Maybe you can coach him up and fix him. Oh God, no, you can't. Guess who's going to be deciding who our next QB1 is?
Yeah. Ballard is not going to throw Frank or himself or Jim Irsay under any bus. But the writing is very clear. Frank Reich don't get a say no more in who the quarterback is going to be. Random texter says, hey, Randy, I just got off work. Who's this guy doing all this talking on the Daily Blender? Is this a new guy?
He's arisen from the dead, and he is alive today. And you guys did not believe me. And so here he is in living form, Jeffrey O'Brien, right here, ladies and gentlemen.
I was never even close to death. I mean,
according to the fourth dimension,
mm-hmm.
You were gone, buried, and already have left.
I could have got away with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just walking away, never coming back.
Now I would have hated you for it.
Oh.
I would have killed you. I would have killed you. Hi, Alexa. Excuse me.
Man, I'll tell you what, she would not even, there'd be like the Willy Wonka. No, stop. Don't. You know how big a insurance policy she has on me?
I was never here.
She's like, if you're running off, she's like, thank you.
Scrub the videotape.
Yeah, she's like, weirdest thing, the security footage. It's just there's just nothing there. Ma'am, your login was shown to log in right before it was all deleted. Weird, huh?
Weird.
Big Kev says, on one hand, it'll be fun to see a Cardinals elimination be rough on their fans after they enjoyed an 8-1 start to finish 3-5 and then bow out a wild card round. On the other, I don't want a potential round 3 of Niners versus Rams. Who should I root for, guys?
Say 49er fan? Root for your 49ers.
Yeah, they're going to lose in the next round no matter what, Big Kev. So, Fubar 1000 says, you're right, Randy. The defense is the tonight, and the defense has done a good job all season.
What the hell is he saying? The defense is the tonight.
There's a word missing there. Or
is the key tonight.
God, am I COVID foggy? Tonight. Is it COVID fog? Oh, dear Lord.
Could be.
I don't think it's your COVID fog, though.
You're a little out of practice, pal.
He says, question is play calling and execution. I doubt they're going to execute any of the players.
I don't think so.
Probably later in the game.
That hasn't happened since the Dark Ages.
Congratulations to Box for going to the Premier League, but at the end of the day, revenge will be mine. I didn't see how bad you did in fantasy football, but I think we can all imagine. And I think he's talking about Revenge of the Box. That's what it is. Let's see here. Mr. Pringle says, if Kyler Murray took Viagra,
no.
There you go.
No.
It's gonna stop you right there.
Nope.
Chief Skulls Burner says, afternoon, guys. Jeffrey, good to see you're out of the wheelchair and not getting sponge baths anymore. Dear Lord, if only. Good. Go Cardinals, he says. Patriots D is pretty good, but still needs work. But I do want them to fail miserably. Cowboys suck, and I loved it. Jaguars are up and coming team. Shut up. Baby Got Dak says, hey, guys, glad you're feeling better, Jeffrey. Congrats to Booger Wolf and the rest of the 49ers fans. Your team played way less crappy than my team, although good luck going against the Packers. Can't really comment on the crying fans. I wasn't one of them. I was the pissed off one. Yeah, I bet you're right on that.
Yep.
Pissed off fans don't play as well on TV as weepy, red-eyed crying fans.
That's why they find them specifically. They look for those people.
Did he really Boomer Sooner? He's saying that Frank Reich worked with Gardner Minshew. No, that can't be. I don't think he was on the Eagles at that time. Somebody look this up. Did Frank Reich ever? Because I'd be okay with Gardner Minshew. That would be fun. All right, well, Keon looks that up. We're going to take a break. We'll be back more of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580 The Fanatic.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So instead, we're going to have someone else say it. Because for some reason, when a random person talks about how great something is in a commercial, it's more believable.
I saved with a Progressive home and auto bundle.
And there you have it. I mean, I'm not sure why she's more believable than me, but either way, you get the point about the saving. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations. AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
ADOT's I-10 Broadway Curve Improvement Project is in the works. It's an 11-mile stretch of Interstate 10 between Loop 202 and I-17. When complete, your travel time through the area will be reduced. Access to Sky Harbor, retail centers, and colleges will be improved, and the region will be able to better support a growing economy and more. Keep up with the project and traffic updates at i10broadwaycurve.com and stay ahead of the curve. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
What if I told you there's a wealth management firm that offers a 100% satisfaction guarantee? Think it doesn't exist? Think again.
Hi, I'm Mo Ansari, president of Compact Asset Management. When you start a new relationship with Compact, we'll create your customized investment portfolio and financial plan dedicated to help you reach your goals. Try us out for a year. If you're not happy for any reason, you'll get all of the management and maintenance fee that you paid refunded. This is our 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Dial pound 250 on your cell phone and use the keyword talk to Mo to find out more. Again, from your cell phone, dial pound 250, keyword talk to Mo. Satisfaction guarantee doesn't apply to fees and commissions charged by third parties for such things as insurance products or mutual fund redemptions. It also doesn't apply to any market losses which might occur in an account. For additional information regarding this guarantee, please see the disclosure brochure available at the time you enroll or upon request.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
I'm here to tell you about a technological shocker. Believe it or not, you can listen to us on your smart speaker.
That's shocking.
Wow. What a world we live in. All you have to do is say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender on a Monday. We've been talking a lot about the betting apps. FanDuel has got a good one. Want to tell you about that for a second. For the final night of the Super Wildcard Weekend, it's going to get even more wild with FanDuel's Super Sportsbook. Hooking up new customers with 30-1 enhanced odds means you can bet a $5 bill to win $150 on either the Cardinals or the Rams, depending on who you're going with there. You pick your team. Do it before the game starts. Just sign up for FanDuel Sportsbook, make your deposit to claim your 30-1 enhanced odds. It's real easy to do. As a matter of fact, last Friday, during one of the breaks, I signed up for my FanDuel account, and I was done in just a matter of 2 minutes. So it doesn't take very long at all. Simple, easy to use, and it's secure. Plus, when you win, you get your winnings in as little as 2 hours. If you've already got a FanDuel Sportsbook, FanDuel's hooking up all customers with $50 when you refer a friend. Plus, your friend gets $50 too. And there's a last-minute super boost I want to talk to you about for tonight's game. It's a plus 120 for Kyler Murray to throw 250 yards and have at least one touchdown. Odds boost is from minus 125, which is where it's currently at, to plus 120. So that means a $10 bet would turn out to be at minus 125, a $10 bet would turn out to be $17.50. But if you get that plus 120 odds, you're going to make quite a bit more. Plus 120, a $10 bet will get you $22 back. So you more than double your money. That's at FanDuel, sportsbook.fanduel.com. Don't forget your chance to win $150 off a $5 bet. Use the promo code Randy1580 when signing up. Download the Sportsbook app using promo code Randy1580 and pick your wild card team tonight between the Cardinals and the Rams before kickoff. Remember, you got to be older than 21 and present in Arizona. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus $150. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you've got a gambling problem, please call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text Next Step to 53342.
Now, we do have a deal, right? I'm going to download, as you said,
download
FanDuel,
mine. Yeah.
And you're going to download the DraftKings one for me, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Because I'm going to download yours.
Yep.
And use promo code Randy1580.
And I'm going to get yours and use Bet1580.
Yeah. BET 1580.
That's at the DraftKings.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after the show, I'm gonna do all this. And,
all right.
I don't know if it'll be in time for the Cardinals thing, but I'm gonna try. 888-368-1580. Cold Trickle says, "Hey friends, I won $250 off of FanDuel yesterday. Bet $10 on the Niners."
Nice.
Good for you, Cold Trickle. We have a lot of 49er fans. Yeah. Why do we have so many?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I discovered last week when we stepped in the Hornets nest that was criticizing the 49ers ever, apparently.
Jimmy G is mediocre. You guys are not going to win a Super Bowl, and that's just a fact. The end.
He doesn't know what he's done, does he?
Soccer is boring. Blissful Hayes says, will Randy be putting a small bet on Kyler Murray and the Cardinals to defeat the Rams? But still, could you answer the question? Are you going to put any on this?
I'm going to try to do that before the game gets going. Yes, I am.
Fed Fan says, did I hear that right? Jeffrey hates people who read the Bible. What?
No.
That was from 10 minutes ago. What did I say that would indicate that?
You said Chris Ballard is done with your coach's Bible study quarterbacks coming in here.
Oh, yeah. Because that seems to be his first choice. Nothing to do with hating people who read the Bible. I like fiction too.
Wow.
Fed Fan says, I don't want to jinx anything, but the last time the Cardinals and the Suns played on the same day, both teams lost. I'm a little concerned.
Don't be.
Dodger Danny, which is funny, he's a chaplain, says, no, you're not dead and buried unless Chappell and Danny did your service. So until he's there, it doesn't matter. Well, Danny, I'm not in prison. So are you still a prison chaplain or are you doing something else now? Haven't heard from you in a while. Good to hear from you, buddy. Random Texter says, in all seriousness, Jeffrey, glad you're back, sir. And by the way, did you happen to see Andrew Luck on the TV last week? Looked like he should be driving truck. That's 6 different colors and making moonshine somewhere. He looks, I said this on Twitter because some yokel was on Twitter throwing this around. He does look like a guy you'd be afraid to ask for directions at the feed store. He does look like that still to this day. And but he's a smart guy and he's a good guy and he's got 40 million of Jim Irsay's money that he didn't have to give back and he earned every penny of it. So does he look like that? Yes, he does.
Andrew Luck has always looked like some kind of Civil War general. That's been his face the entire time.
I think what I said was he made Eli Manning look like a valedictorian.
Jeez.
So I did see that, but good to see him out and about, giving me false hope that when I see the story, I'm like, oh, he might come back. Yeah, I do want him back. He was a great quarterback.
There's a whole lot of every time I see Andrew Luck and RG3 together, just what could have been. When that draft happened, that was very fun. And where we wound up is not where we were supposed to be.
No, and it wasn't Andrew Luck's fault. Hefty Lefty says Brian Kelly wanted to execute some players back in the day. Yes, sir. I thought of him. Fighting Wampa says, Jeffrey, do I understand you right? Are you making it? No, I'm not even reading your text that way. I'm not going to read what you said, but I do believe the Packers will beat down the 49ers. And he says, if you say those immortal words, I'm going to head right to the sports book. Nope, not going there. Not going there. Pull the Plug says most Cardinal fans expect a loss, but they hope for a win. I wish there was a way for the 49ers and the Cowboys could have been eliminated last night. Well, there was. It didn't happen. And
for the 49ers and the Cowboys to be eliminated?
Mm-hmm.
No, it would have been impossible, wouldn't
it? Somebody would have to be eliminated,
Cowboys were eliminated.
What if there was a tie?
They can't end in a tie in a playoff game.
Well, then they shouldn't be able to end in a tie in any game.
I agree with you. I
also agree.
Fubar says, we could go low and say, hey, is this Phil? Is he back? Sounds just like Jeffrey. I played Revenge of the Box in the championship game. Mr. Wilbur says, please allow me to mention something to the fourth dimension. Fourth dimension, please return your tuxedos that we were going to use for the funeral ceremony and your designated spots as pallbearers for Jeffrey. They're not needed at this time, but we'll keep you on the short list in case something comes up in the future.
Wow.
Who were the pallbearers?
I can't remember who, but somebody really, really wanted to be your pallbearer. We had other guys lining up to audition for your job.
I did lose some weight, so it's not as hard a gig as you thought it would be. King of Kenton says ASU beats Utah 64-62 in a matinee game this MLK afternoon. Did that happen? I didn't even know they were playing. And I thought it was weird they played so early on the Coyotes there. But I guess, Martin Luther King Day, right? By the way, happy birthday. It's his birthday, right? Or is it just the day they've given him? No, that's right. He's February, isn't he?
I believe he's February.
Still very, very, it's very cool to have a day. Boy, Keon, you're too young to remember what we went through in Arizona for that. Big Kev.
But I heard about it when they announced that the Cardinals were going to have MLK, like the sticker, and some of the phrases on the back of the helmet. Then it came up, of course, the history of Arizona and MLK Day.
Let me make you feel a little bit better about Arizona. We had an idiot, somewhat racist governor at the time, and he would say the dumbest stuff. And the reason that the people in the state of Arizona were against Martin Luther King holiday had nothing to do with Martin Luther King. It had everything to do with not wanting to add another paid holiday for the state employees. People felt like there were too many of those. And that was what was behind it. So it wasn't necessarily a racist sort of thing. It was more a matter of, okay, that doesn't seem fiscally responsible to give another paid holiday. And that was what it was all about. And then, of course, the NFL said, hey, remember when we said you'd have the Super Bowl? No, not as long as you don't do what everyone else in the country has done and have a Martin Luther King holiday. So then they were finally like, okay. So, but at that time, I don't know, Randy, if I'm mistaken, but it never felt like the people of Arizona at that moment were being racist. Now I know there's a lot of there's a lot of them people everywhere, right?
Oh yeah.
But in that situation, it was not so much about race. It was more about just the money.
100% about another paid holiday for government employees is what it was.
But here we are now, and that's cool. It's cool. I mean,
listen,
if you're going to have another paid holiday for somebody, he's the right guy.
Yeah. Why not? Why not him? That's what I want to know. Why did it take so long?
Was there not another holiday that maybe was potentially a little bit more optional where you could go, okay,
well, I mean,
we're not going to draw the line at this particular man.
Got national holidays for, all kinds of weird stuff. Why, we should have one.
Get rid of Columbus Day because we don't got that many Italians here.
Well, and there was
not that many. I mean, enough to where some of us would end up missing.
But if you look at what Columbus did compared to Martin Luther King, I'm going to MLK every time. Every time.
Yeah, Columbus's record ain't exactly spot free, if you know what I'm saying.
He may have discovered Puerto Rico or Florida,
right?
But he sure as hell didn't do anything with it.
And he helped some natives discover smallpox.
Yeah. He was also very much a guy that enjoyed being the person that started the transatlantic slave trade. So just a whole lot of things.
Even worse.
So I'm like, you know what? Okay, we could give up Columbus Day for a true holiday.
Once you learn the real history, the more you know. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new texter here on the text line. New texter. Says, hey guys, new listener here. I would like my name to be Dirty Sanchez. Love the show.
Nice, Dirty Sanchez.
Are you Mark Sanchez? Because that's what we call Mark Sanchez. Is your last name actually Sanchez? You can answer that on the text line. I won't necessarily say it out loud for the listeners, but welcome, Dirty Sanchez, and thanks for listening. Big Kev says, Jeffrey did have a hard time foreseeing the thought of the Colts having a nightmare in the Jaguars' clown house. Maybe Jeffrey having a hard time foreseeing the Niners handling Green Bay, their fourth straight playoff defeat, will help the Niners make it come to fruition. Okay. I was laughing like this at the Colts losing the Jaguars. I admit it. Can you blame me? Who saw that coming? Nobody. Well, there was now wait. Now, if we go back and we listen to that Thursday show before the games happened, when we were making our picks, there was somebody that texted in and said, oh, Jeffrey, by the way, the Jaguars have this record of winning at home against the Colts. Yeah. But that person, I don't even know if they were suggesting that the Colts would lose.
I'm just saying somebody saw it coming.
Random texter says it'll be Arizona Cardinals 25, Los Angeles Rams 24.
Could be. It's a good score.
I don't think it's going to be a very high scoring game. You know what? We're still not done talking about the games from yesterday because, it's the Daily Blender. We got lots more text to clear through, and of course, we got more games to talk about, and we will talk about the Cardinals game. Randy, are you up for it? Are you up for a legendary Randy White Cardinals versus Rams rant?
I think we need to conjure one up, don't we? Yeah, let's go. Let's go, Cardinals. Let's go.
I might get an extra little dessert from the wife.
Well, anything to help you get some more dessert.
Yeah, you got a little sweet stuff. Hey, you watch it. Dirty. All right, guys, taking a break. Back more the Daily Blender after this here on 1580 The Fanatic.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Video conferencing has become the new normal, allowing businesses and consumers to connect from anywhere in the world. But current options are not always designed with protection in mind. Until now. Secure your video conference meetings with Safe VChat from Strikeforce Technologies, the industry's most secure video conferencing system to hit the market. For over 20 years, Strikeforce Technologies has been a leader in proactive cybersecurity solutions for consumers, small to mid-sized businesses, and enterprise companies. Organizations are under attack every minute of every day, easily breached because most still rely on passive cybersecurity solutions. The best way to stop Zoom bombing is to prevent it in the first place with the industry's most secure video conferencing platform, Safe VChat from Strikeforce Technologies. Go to safevchat.com right now and use promo code radio to get an additional 15% off. This offer is only good until the end of January. Go to safevchat.com now.
Hey, everybody, Mark Asher. For the past year and a half, I've been telling you all about my friends over at Valley Medical Weight Loss, about how easy, affordable, and effective they are at helping you lose those unwanted pounds. I've done it. I've had a ton of friends that have gone through the program and lost a ton of weight as well. Now I want you to hear from just one of them.
After years of weight gain, including being quarantined for months, I was finally ready to get help from Valley Medical Weight Loss, and it worked. I've lost 65 pounds, I feel great, and most importantly, I now have a plan on how to keep the weight off forever, thanks to Valley Medical Weight Loss. Don't just take my word for it, try it yourself.
We all hope things are getting back to normal. Now you too can lose the weight you want, even if it's just that last 20 pounds. Valley Medical Weight Loss, 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Phoenix, and Glendale, all walk-in clinics, fast, affordable options for you to lose that weight now. By the way, mention my name, mention this radio ad. You'll get your first week absolutely free. Go to valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live from the Harbin Solar Studios in Scottsdale, trying to talk about all the games that happened yesterday and also preview the Cardinals-Rams game tonight. But, typical Daily Blender fashion, taking us a few minutes, isn't it? But that's all right. I probably won't remember the show anyway. Later, I'll probably
there in 30 years plus. There's been many shows that I don't remember.
Probably texting Randy, we're going to do the show or what?
Jeffrey, it's 9:00 at night.
I'll be sitting here on the camera waiting for you. I invited you guys. Where are you? What's going on, man? Big Stanky 87 says, would you trade Carson Wentz for David Mills? You go stand in the corner. Stand in the corner for 5 minutes.
I will say this. I'm not saying that's an idea that has any merit at all. But at least Davis Mills was a rookie. He can get better. There's maybe a chance that there's an up from where he is.
Yeah, go stand in the corner. 5 minutes.
Wow, you got a penalty box too.
Good Cat says, as a Colts fan, I've got nothing to be happy about this season. I will say I'm excited and extremely happy to see Dallas Cowpies, cheating ass Patriots, and sexual assault Steelers all lose. Sorry, not sorry. Why is everybody so willing to forget that Ben raped somebody? I just never understood that. Why is everybody so willing to just like, oh yeah, he raped a girl, whatever. I will never forget that. And I hope he does. I mean, listen, yeah, he's probably gonna be a Hall of Famer, right? Ben's gonna be a Hall of Famer, but
sure, yeah.
I just don't understand why we let him continue all those years.
He's a guy that people wanted to give him a second chance so fast. I've never seen the desire for that to happen that quickly. The moment that he was not criminally charged, he was just sort of allowed to turn a new leaf in a way.
Well,
a lot of
everybody
other
talks
guys
about
don't.
Jesus all the time. I'm sure that her interactions with Jesus were far different than Ben's. And I think that always bears remembering, if you ask me. Swazman says, Jimmy G is from Chicago. He can handle cold weather. But I'm sorry to say, I think the Packers are going to go to the stupid Super Bowl instead of the Bears. Hopefully our boy from Eastern Illinois can beat those stupid Packers next week. It's a lot there, Swazman. There's a lot there. Hefty Lefty says, Andrew Luck now looks like a Civil War general with scurvy. Dude looks sickly. He's fine.
Yeah, he was bigger before, but obviously he's not at his playing weight, so he's dropped weight. He's not working out all the time.
Fed Fan says, I'm in a dilemma. Jeffrey said that the Bible is fiction. Do I still want to listen to this heathen? Some of these things will be jokes, Fed Fan. Berg says, Rams time. It's what Arizona does. Expected. What?
It's what Arizona does expected. You mean choke?
I think that's what he's saying. It's the Rams' time right now because Arizona.
Why? Because the Rams have all these quote unquote superstars on the team.
So and just when you start talking about choking, and I'm not saying he's going to do it, and I
ask her permission first.
Hold on. Nope. That's not where we were going.
All right. Sorry. Didn't know where we're going here.
But Matthew Stafford is 0-3 in the playoffs. He hasn't won a big game. He hasn't won that particular big game. Get that first check mark, ticked before you start talking about other teams and what choking may or may not happen with them.
Kingsbury has been very consistent. College to the NFL, hot start to a season, cold end. Hot start to a season, cold end. And has anybody really looked at that and found a reason? I mean, it's one thing to have that as your record, but there has to be cause. And I don't know what that cause is.
The only
too
thing
one-dimensional, man. Too one-dimensional.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. They figure you out.
They figure you out. You don't have a particularly good history of adjusting to injuries, which everybody has. And then, if you keep doing the same things and teams get tape on you, especially your divisional rivals, one of whom you'll be playing for the third time this year, it's possible that they know what you're doing because you haven't changed up enough.
888-368-1580. Navy Brad says, last week, Randy talked about the GOAT. I forgot to text in and say the best co-pilot ever was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. What are you talking about? Are you talking about Michael Jordan?
We had Dwayne Wade had made the statement that someday everybody will forget about Michael Jordan as being the GOAT.
No, they won't.
And so we Keon and I and the Fourth Dimension, we all kind of just talked about that. How are you going to forget about Michael Jordan? I mean, look what he revolutionized the game of basketball, much like what Kobe Bryant. Do you think Kobe Bryant is going to fade off into invisibility, or Shaquille O'Neal is going to fade off?
He did fade off into the side of a mountain.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, wow. You think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has faded off into invisibility? I mean, people were still bringing up
Back
Oscar
off. I had
Robertson.
COVID.
That's the shield that we're hiding behind now.
At least today.
Today's program, the CRC Broadcasting, not responsible for the content of today's program. Jeffrey has had COVID.
Yeah. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the best co-pilot ever on an airplane. Okay. I'm sorry, Randy, what were you saying?
I was just saying, I don't think that that's true. I think what Dwayne Wade meant to say was people will forget about how electrifying Michael Jordan was, like they've forgotten to remember how great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's skyhook was, or how electrifying, Oscar Robertson was, or all these other great players that we've seen, because they haven't played in, so many decades.
Baby Got Dak says, ew, the name Dirty Sanchez is so nasty. Well, baby, you shouldn't know what it means. It was really nasty. Prison Wallet says, does anybody know if Derrick Henry is playing? I thought the word is he is, isn't he?
Well, the last I heard was he's back practicing with the team. I have not heard for sure that he's playing, but he's off the IR and he's been slated to go cleared to practice. So I do know that much.
Yeah, well, he's got a week to figure it out.
Right.
Let's see. Mr. Pringle says Connor and Chase join JJ is available to play tonight. I'll tell you what, Connor is probably the most important player back tonight. More important than JJ Watt, wouldn't you say?
I would say absolutely, because the running game runs through James Conner. I mean, he is the running game for the Arizona Cardinals. Chase Edmonds does a great job of setting it up and changing change of pace. But without James Conner, we have no real running game. We've tried these other guys.
And also, this team struggles in the red zone when he's not there. The play action that comes off of his running ability, the fact that he can just straight up sledgehammer his way in anyway, that stuff you miss when he's not there, and he's absolutely vital.
Senior Wake and Bake says, hey, Sally sniffs a lot. Your team make the playoffs lately? Seriously, Senior Wake and Bake is Shorzy from Letterkenny. He absolutely is. Hey, Randy, Kyle and Murray seen the Seven Dwarfs, was admiring their height. Give yourself a tug.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to change his name from Senior Wake and Bake to Shorzy. Blissful Hayes says, is the Colts loss to the Jaguars the biggest choke job in NFL history? I don't know about NFL history, but it's the biggest choke job I've seen in a long time, except for every team had one of those games this season, didn't they? Every team seemed to have that. The Cardinals got beat by the Lions, right?
Yeah, the Bengals lose to the Jets,
right?
Even if we're just staying in the playoffs with some of these teams that were here, some of the losses that they had, the Chiefs lost to the Steelers to start the year, which at the time, the Steelers looked even worse than they did, by the time they wound up getting to the end of the season. The Bills had their ridiculous loss. So yeah, everybody had one of those awful, awful losses.
Boomer Sooner says he had tuned to the other station and heard Frank Caliendo doing his John Madden. He says, why don't you guys have Frank on? Well, I think because we've heard the impersonation 9 million times.
And so have you, actually.
Yeah. We're good. Scratching Eagles says, good to hear your voice, Jeffrey. Lots of misinformation about your health last week, though. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Finger in the Ringer says, glad you're back, Jeffrey. Randy said you were dead. No, he never said that.
He said the opposite of that.
Yep.
Ukla the Mock says, listen, Radio Pal, the cop standing outside the bathroom door didn't think it was rape. Hefty Lefty says, Trevor Bauer didn't get that ask before choking memo, though, did he? Evidently not.
Damn. Oh, wow.
FedFan says 6 months from now, Jeffrey is going to be saying, don't blame me. I had COVID. She is correct. Baby Got Dak says, Jeffrey, my young adult children think it's funny to have their lingo ignorant mom Google weird and gross things. Oh, yeah. By the way, don't ever Google anything you hear on the show.
Some of these texter nicknames, just pretend they're nicknames and just keep writing off.
Yeah.
T-Bone said, well, apparently Kobe Bryant's not a good co-pilot, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is. 888-368-1580. All right, moving on. Let's talk about the Buccaneers beating the Eagles. Well, we all knew it was going to happen. What's next? I mean, seriously, Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts had kind of a rough game in Tampa yesterday. He did have 100% completion percentage, though, to Buccaneer defenders. But in that stat, he was perfect.
Yeah.
Here, people are down on Jalen Hurts after that game, and I gotta say, he was playing a little bit injured, and he's new. I think that the fact that Eagles were back in a playoff with this guy, he never had a smooth start to his career, did he? You know what I mean? So I think he's going to be pretty good. Or is this guy a waste of draft pick?
No, well, I don't think it's a waste of a draft pick at all, and I think it's exactly what Philadelphia needed. Let's face it, they had gone too far into this traditional quarterback role, and they needed to change it up. And so this change of having Jalen Hurts come in and be the starting quarterback of this team has ignited this offense. Otherwise, it would have been a stale, run-of-the-mill, pro-style, run the ball, try to pass, go downfield every once in a while. He brings an excitement and an edge to this offense that Philadelphia really needed. And listen, he plays in Philadelphia. The people there threw snowballs at Santa Claus. What do you want?
Yeah, but also, I like Jalen Hurts. I don't know that I like his play. I mean, if you do all your quarterbacking on your legs, they shouldn't call you a quarterback. You should be a running back. But I want to see more from him. What I'm worried about is he's getting the same kind of coaching that Lamar Jackson has got, which is contrary to his strengths. And I wonder if they did that with him, saying run ball first, throw second, instead of Lamar, who they said throw ball first, run second. It's like, do what you feel is right at the moment you need to do it. And if they're trying to keep Jalen Hurts from throwing the ball, they need to let him start to get used to it. You know what I mean? You got to let him play.
I agree with that. Because the thing is, with all of these guys, mobile or not mobile, you have to develop them as passers, which does mean giving them in-game passes to actually complete. And you have to trust them to develop. I thought that Lamar was growing a little bit this year. I saw him doing things as far as going through his progressions that he hadn't done in years past. And I thought Jalen got better as the year went on. And certainly he was a lot less skittish than he was a year ago, where he would just, the first sign of pressure, he'd either just force a pass or take off. Now he tries to avoid it, keeps his eyes downfield. I think if they can keep developing him, they might have something there in Jalen Hurts. I think he's really good too.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing more from him. And it was weird seeing the Eagles in the playoffs. Let's see. Hefty Lefty says, in defense of Jalen Hurts, left side of his offensive line was just about useless. You may as well have had inflatable tube men on the line because they were getting beat like a drum, play after play. I almost felt sorry for him.
And they kept running him that way too. And this is just one of those games where I go, the Buccaneers were always going to win, but the matchup was so bad that it never really gave the Eagles a chance to be in it, because they're a running football team. And what is the actual strength of this Buccaneers defense? Well, it's all those big guys up front, and Ndamukong Suh and Vita Vea and Levante David. When you start talking about the linebackers, they have so many guys up front that stop the run. This was never a great matchup for the Eagles.
No. First Cav Mike, who guessed that I was in contract negotiations last week, says if the Cards can stop the run, they could win this game, Randy.
Yeah, I agree with you 110%. They're going to have to stop Sony Michel, aren't they? And that's going to set up Matthew Stafford to throw the ball. The other thing they're going to have to do is take away the option of having Cooper Kupp receive the ball from Matthew Stafford. And the third thing they got to do is keep Matthew Stafford uncomfortable. The rush has got to get to him. They're going to have to blitz and use some stunts to keep this guy from getting comfortable in the pocket. You're exactly right. I agree with you 110%.
So one of the things yesterday in the game between the Buccaneers and the Eagles was we all saw the video of Bruce Arians coming out and slapping the bleep out of Andrew Adams on a muff punt return thing. And you guys, it was after a muff punt by the receiver Jalen Reagor. And all of a sudden, here comes Adams, like he was trying to pull the guy off the pile. So he came over and slapped him in the helmet and then gave him an elbow. And people are like, oh, my God, Bruce Arians is hitting a player. And I'm surprised we haven't seen him do that more. But people started saying, well, they fired Urban Meyer for kicking a kicker. What are they going to do to Arians? Not a damn thing. Why? A, he slapped the guy in the helmet. That's just getting the guy's attention. Okay. And he's an old man. Do you think it hurt? No, it didn't hurt. He was trying to get his attention, trying to get him to, stay away there. It wasn't like Woody Hayes punching Charlie Bowman in the throat. It wasn't like, Urban Meyer kicking a kicker in this kicking leg. Not even close to it.
I would even say if you're just going from the respect angle, it's far less disrespectful than if he grabbed him by his face mask or something. He just bopped his head.
And I got no problem with the coach grabbing a guy by the face mask. Guess who's had their face mask pulled by a coach? Right here. I wasn't mad about it. And here's what Arians did say. He says he was trying to keep Adams from drawing a foul for pulling an Eagles player off the pile. So that's all it was. He was trying to get in there. It's like, hey, what do you use your head? He goes, that would have been bad.
Yeah.
Zero problem with what Bruce Arians did. Zero problem.
I don't think Adams has a problem with it either. Like if you were to just be 100% honest about it, he wasn't actually injured. Bruce wasn't trying to embarrass him. He stopped him from picking up potentially a very stupid penalty. All of those things are good things.
Yeah. But here's the worst thing. Here, you know who needs a slap was the referee from the game last night, who missed this helmet to helmet contact right in front of him on a kick return. That guy right there on the right, he had the ball and he was already down. He had been tackled, and this other guy comes in there, plam, right into his helmet, and nothing, not a damn thing. So Jalen Darden just there on a knee and then plow. You could hear the helmet hit clank and nothing happened. It was almost like the refs were like, yeah, the game's over. Let's just move this along.
Which is terrible because first off, if you were to define a helmet to helmet hit that the league wants out of the game, that picture ought to be exhibit A in whatever manual they hand out to officials. That should never be allowed to happen. But B, that's that guy's life. That could be potentially a serious injury. If he gets hit that way and he's not defending himself and his neck bends awkwardly. I don't like this at all, if for no other reason than just the safety of the guys playing the game.
Back in the day, we'd have been like, because before we knew about concussions and CTE, you saw that play, you're like, yeah, he had it coming. You show him, buddy. You show him.
It was more funny than anything. But now that's a dangerous play.
Yeah, now you got to be careful. All right. Hey, look, Ralph from Harmon Solar says Rams 35, Cards 17. Enjoy the off season, Randy.
Yeah.
And to set the record straight, you got me sick. You're the super spreader, dude. You had the COVID when you came in. He's the one. I gotta go back and read my text messages, but I'm pretty sure. I think he was judging by when my fever broke versus when his broke. I don't think that's how you figure it out, man. Billy from Phoenix says Cardinals must score on takeaways and or turnovers, whether it's 3 points or 6 points. It's gonna be a close game. That will be the difference maker tonight.
Well,
Charlie Boy says, hey guys, Jeffrey, welcome back and go Cardinals. The Berg says if Kyler grew 8 inches, okay, he'd be able to see over the offensive line. Well, that's obvious. We've talked about that, and it's a true statement. It would be better, but you get what you get, and he's doing pretty damn good with what he has.
Hey, Kyler could be 7 feet tall. He still has to run away from the offensive line that keeps allowing the blitz in there. So, I mean, come on.
Blissful Hayes has an update. He says Mr. Cockburn was foul prone all game in the loss to Purdue today. Good Cat says, Randy, can you pour me a Triple Knob Creek rye and a room temperature Guinness as well? Nice.
There you go.
By the way, you guys don't have to see this, but suddenly he's wearing a Rams hat and jersey in a photo Ralph sent.
Oh, come on.
Ralph did?
Seahawks fan, Ralph from Harmon Solar.
Yeah.
We did talk to him about this last week. Your second team cannot be in the same division as the team you mainly root for.
That is a little weird. That's a little weird, but okay. Whatever makes you happy, Ralph. Whatever makes you happy. I mean, I get it. You spread around COVID. Now you're spreading around hatred. Okay. Whatever works, man. All right. Taking a break. We'll come back, talk about the 49ers and Cowboys game. And of course the Chiefs and Steelers game too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
Both the Cardinals and the Suns are in action tonight. We will start with Cardinals football. They are in Los Angeles for a game against the Rams. Cardinals were 11-6 in the regular season. Rams were 12-5. They split the season series with the road team winning each time. Rams continue to sit as a 3.5-point favorite for tonight's game. The over-under at 49.5. Suns basketball, they are on the road this evening. They match up against the San Antonio Spurs, and Phoenix is sitting as a 4.5-point favorite, over-under at 227. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So instead, we're going to have someone else say it. Because for some reason, when a random person talks about how great something is in a commercial, it's more believable.
I saved with a Progressive home and auto bundle.
And there you have it. I mean, I'm not sure why she's more believable than me, but either way, you get the point about the saving. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Distracted driving is dangerous, Arizona. When you pick up your phone to send a text message, you're putting lives at risk. When you pick up your phone to take a call, you're putting lives at risk. When you pick up your phone to check an email, you're putting lives at risk. And now, when you pick up your phone while driving, it's also against the law in Arizona. Don't get a ticket. Don't pick up your phone. Sponsored by Arizona Chapter, National Safety Council, and Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Medical data brought to you from Summit Male Medical Center. Over half of the guys over the age of 45 have some type of erectile dysfunction. If you fall into this category, you are obviously not alone. Don't worry about it. Do something about it. Call Summit Male Medical at 480-398-1000. Let our Arizona licensed doctors and all male medical staff using FDA-approved medication help you enjoy your life again. We guarantee it. Low testosterone? Common signs are muscle loss, irritability, weight gain, decreased libido. Our testosterone therapy will turn you around. Discreet, professional, and we are successful. Don't let getting older get you down. Call today, 480-398-1000. That's 480-398-1000. Or go to summitmalemedical.com. What are you waiting for? Call today. 480-398-1000.
Did you know that Constructors Bonding has been Arizona's leader in surety management for over 40 years? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than anyone, anywhere. Contractors, developers, attorneys, car dealers, and hundreds of other industries turn to Constructors Bonding for their bond solutions. Call me personally at 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution for better bonding.
The field is called a gridiron. The ball is called a pigskin. The quarterback is called a field general.
Y'all know what time it is?
And the kicker? Well, they just call him a kicker.
Come on, dude!
Hey, this is football. The NFL plays here. Catch all the primetime games, playoff, and Super Bowl 56 on your home for the NFL. Let's go now. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, we got the AIA high school basketball happening. Boys and girls, we are inclusive. And I don't know why. But we do play both boys and girls basketball games. Sunrise Mountain is at Centennial Tuesday night at 7 p.m. at the girls' game. And then on Wednesday, Ironwood is at Apollo, and that's a boys' game. So we got your high school basketball here on 1580 The Fanatic. I don't think you can bet on high school sports. We had suggested starting our own sports book for high school sports, and then immediately found out that's illegal. So
it was a bad idea. Bad idea indeed.
That was a great idea. Just it's illegal.
Yeah.
So But you can still bet on tonight's game. You can bet on basketball and football and all the balls. And I'll tell you what, you can make some serious money by downloading the DraftKings sports app and using promo code BET1580. You get 56 to 1 odds on any NFL team. Bet $5 to win 280 in free bets. And if your team wins. So use promo code BET1580 for 56 to 1 odds at DraftKings Sportsbook. BET1580. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Now, this is for new customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details, but download the app and use BET1580. Now, Randy, I know you are the man over there with the FanDuel.
Yes, that is true.
And I'm going to use your code, Randy1580, to get some goodies.
Yes. And if you do that tonight, you have a super goodie that's like a bonus goodie that you can get on top of amazing odds on tonight's game, but you got to do it before the game starts.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of people thought, well, is this a good idea that having Jeffrey be a spokesperson for the DraftKings and having Randy be a spokesperson for the FanDuel? And there was a good chance there'd be fireworks, and there were for a moment, but then we realized, wait a minute, you should have more than one betting app.
Yep.
And our sports betting professor, Josh Applebaum's even told us so. So this works out.
Yeah. Why not both? So Randy and I can live together in peace and harmony. Him with FanDuel and me with DraftKings.
FanDuel.
Not as good as DraftKings, but still, it's nice. It's nice. Yeah, it's nice.
It's America's #1 sports book.
And king of sports apps, DraftKings.
Well,
just saying. But you should have both.
Yes.
Make sure you get mine first, though.
Unless you get mine first.
I say at first, to make sure you're ready, DraftKings, download that app first. Then use promo code BET1580.
Or if you're confident and you're ready,
and if there's time,
you should get FanDuel.
Sure.
Randy 1580.
But make sure you get the DraftKings.
After you get the FanDuel.
After you get the DraftKings. So,
right.
All right. We have a very short amount of time here. So let's get this going here. Ralph from Harmon Solar says, see, Keon, what you fail to recognize is the Seahawks are an AFC West team and the Rams were NFC West back in the day. I have no control over the NFL reassignment.
I mean,
no, let me handle this, Keon. Okay. Let me handle it. You also have no control over your Seahawks being at home at this very moment watching these on TV.
Ouch.
Ralph.
Fed fan says, hey, Solar Boy, you suck. Go Cardinals.
That was Fed fan last week.
Damn. All right. So back to the game yesterday. 49ers eking out a win against the Cowboys. There were more than 11 men on the field for the 49ers so many different times. They were wearing striped shirts. They were called the refs who kept calling penalty. After penalty. There's another one. After penalty.
There goes another one.
It was was it my imagination? Was it picky officiating where they were ticky-tacking on the Cowboys, or was it appropriate officiating that the Cowboys were playing so dirty that they just got caught?
When I was watching it, I felt like they would be accused of officiating in favor of Dallas, so they overcompensated by actively working against them. I really don't.
Another penalty on Dallas, right there.
Yeah, I don't think they committed nearly as many penalties because Dallas came out flat and their offense stank and Dak didn't look good. But the officials were not helping.
They're still picking up flags off the field in Dallas right now.
There's another one right there. Yeah.
It was, of course, then the fans started throwing stuff at the referees. Some people think, and also at the players at the end of the game. But it was funny. Dak Prescott's like, that's not right. It's not cool. We're out there putting our bodies on the line. We're playing our hearts out for you. And they're like, no, they were throwing stuff at the refs. Oh yeah, well they should. Yeah, they should.
Absolutely.
Credit to them is what he said. Credit them. Yeah. And I think he's going to probably get fined for those comments.
Oh, certainly, because you can't encourage fans to throw crap at officials, even if those officials were god awful. And here's the thing: some of the fans had such bad aim, they did hit players. Like that. That's the other issue.
The water bottle hit this one player, and he's like, "What the hell, man?"
Yeah.
By the way, Fubar 1000, he says, Jeffrey, the Jaguars are the Wildcats. You know what, Fubar, it's also been 2,607 days right now since U Arizona beat ASU at anything called a football game.
Yeah.
2,607 days.
Yeah.
I know the streak of a woman never touching you has probably lasted longer.
Oh, damn. Oh, straight fire.
But 2,607 days is your shame as a Wildcat fan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, by the way, you remember how they put this game on the Nickelodeon?
Yeah, the slime game. Yeah, the slime. Yeah.
Players don't care. There is 2 different F-bombs dropped on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
What the bleep and a just out of bleep. It was players on the field, but of course, the announcers were like, okay, let's move on. So what do you think's going to happen?
Remember, children, when using these words, use them in a proper sentence.
They should be spelling words on a test.
And of course, I don't know if you saw the MVP, the Nickelodeon valuable player, was once again the losing quarterback in that game, because last year there was the Bears game, and Mitchell Trubisky won the award because a bunch of fans have gotten together and decided they're going to troll this Nickelodeon game.
Oh, so that's why.
Yeah. So the absolute wrong player wins that award every year.
Nice.
You know what? If I were the player, like, don't come near me with that slime, or I'm gonna start throwing punches. Is that what you want on Nickelodeon? I ain't playing.
Wow.
Good Cat says, could it be the refs in the NFL are tired of hearing the cow pies being called America's team, so they rigged it? No, they didn't. You didn't have to rig the game. I don't know. I don't think that the Cowboys played well enough to survive that game.
With the Cowboys game, and also with the Bengals Raiders game, there seemed like an excessive amount of whistles. I can't tell you how many times within the same series of downs there were like multiple whistles on back-to-back plays. It's just ridiculous.
And I don't know if it's a conspiracy thing to say that maybe the league was trying to keep those games close, because those are the only 2 games that were close. Were the 2 worst officiated games of the weekend. Were the only 2 close games. The other 2 games were just blowouts.
Yeah. You could look at a lot of the coaching. I think the coaching of the Cowboys was the real reason. And Dak Prescott running down the middle of the field, they said they did that on purpose. Well, okay. Well, you executed badly. Okay. If that was on purpose to have like a 3 or 4 second shot at the end, well, you executed everything on that fine, except for, the part that mattered, getting it placed, getting it clocked, and moving on. So,
yeah. And the part of the problem with them at the end, of course, was the official didn't touch the ball, which means that they're not allowed to get set until that happens.
Yep.
And
took more time.
That's on Dak. He's the quarterback. He has to know that rule. And sure, is it likely that rule is going to come up? In 99% of games, it won't. But it came up in this one.
There wasn't one guy on the Cowboys that was hustling on that in that 2-minute drill in that last few seconds of the game. If you watch when the plays are over, multiple guys are just walking around, kind of like meandering back,
like the Cardinals do.
Nobody had any urgency. Remember when the Cardinals last season, Larry was there, we were short on time and they were running a hurry up offense. Larry, if he wasn't even part of the play, would run and get the football and run and hand it to the officials so he could set the ball. The offense would get set. See,
and
that is
the Cardinals haven't hustled in a 2-minute drill since.
Well, I'm just saying that to me, that's on Mike McCarthy and that's on the coaching staff. You got to teach this. These guys have got to know. There's got to be a code or something.
Randy.
These guys have got to know. You can't just meander about.
Dak said it's something we've practiced over and over again. Here's the thing. He's blaming the ref who bumped into him trying to help them get set. He's not blaming himself. They handled the end incorrectly, or they could have had time for one more play. They could have.
Total damn debacle.
They absolutely
botched it's not the ref's fault.
That's on Mike McCarthy. That is on Dak Prescott, and that is on Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
100%.
All the way across. I mean, what do you expect from a team that can't spell one of their own players' names correctly? They had Vander Esch's name wrong. It's all blurry because I can't get my camera to focus, but they had it Vander ECSH.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Right.
Sorry. That is incorrect.
Leighton Vander Esch.
But I'll tell you what, if they ever got my name wrong on the jersey, I wouldn't care. I'd just go out there and play, and I'm sure that's happened with basketball players and stuff too. Player of the game should not have been anybody other than the Sun. And I can't remember who made the snarky comment saying, $1 billion, and some genius decided to build the Dallas Stadium going east to west. That was the view of the guy who could not see the ball when it was thrown from Dak Prescott.
Right. Brilliant.
You got hosed by your own stadium. At least have a thing where like a sun visor comes up when your team's got the ball, like tent, and then drop it down when the other team has the ball.
And the fact that it's Dallas just makes it a little bit nice for me, because of course my football team, our stadium is just in disrepair. You just built yours wrong, just directionally. Good luck with that in the future. Just
your FedEx Field is like a gingerbread house that's been out a couple of weeks longer than it should have. Just crumbling.
I would say probably longer than a couple of weeks. Just like somebody moved away and just
try to sort of lean stuff up against it, but it's coming down.
Yeah.
Cold Trickle says, best part of my day is knowing Jerry Jones is in the fetal position somewhere right now crying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of the things is I think McCartney's gone. I think McCarthy is out the door.
Maybe, but I actually read a report today that they're saying that he's sticking around.
Well, McCarthy should go. He should have never been there. But I'll tell you what, Jerry Jones, his focus was we got a great team, we got great guys, and we should have won. And he says he hasn't had this bad of feelings in losing a game for as long as he could remember. And he says, well, that's not on the table. We're not even talking about coaches right now. But he gave his support to the players on the team. Never said anything about the coaches. I would not be surprised if somebody who happens to be a defensive coordinator gets elevated to head coach. I think that Jerry Jones is thinking about it. But then if he pauses, he's probably going to give like, nope. I gave old, Kevin Garnett, whatever.
Jason Garrett.
There you go. COVID fog. Gave that guy all kinds of years.
About 6 years.
I can at least give Mike McCarthy another. And I guess he'd be better off if he went to Dan Quinn.
I think he'd be better off too. And I'm not even a big Dan Quinn fan, but I think that Mike McCarthy is a pretty awful coach. I would say that the line here is with Jason Garrett, you knew it was going to take time for him to grow as a coach because that was his first head coaching job. Mike McCarthy is, he's a Super Bowl winning head coach. You brought him in to win right away. So if it's not working or if it's going to look this bad, I don't think that you're wrong to move on.
Well, speaking of Kevin Garnett, why is he staring creepily across the bar at a guy who's drinking water?
Take a water break when you're drinking.
I get that, but I was like, is he hitting on the guy? Because was like, why is he staring at him?
That's a face of focus. That is that surefire. He can melt you or he could lift you up, depending on the look. And he's lifting this guy up in his soul, in his spirit, because and then he holds it up and he.
Kevin Garnett care about some googly-eyed cracker at the end of the bar drinking water?
He's getting paid a lot of money to stare and intimidatingly at this other actor. That's why
bullied into drinking water.
He didn't bully anybody. The guy made the decision to have what do you have? I'll have water this round, and that's when it's like, and he's like the eyeball comes out. I was like,
but damn well, you stare at a guy like that across the bar, there's going to be a fight. don't you stare at a guy that long
Well, if
there's going to be a fight.
Kevin Garnett, first off, that guy wasn't about to fight anybody.
No, not the googly-eyed cracker. No.
But also, if Kevin Garnett was glaring at me across from a bar, I'm not going to fight him either.
Hey, listen, if he does that to me, there's a good chance a stool's coming his way. I'm Irish. You don't screw with the Irish in a bar, man.
He gives him the eye, and then he holds his glass of water up like, yes.
And it's going to happen. Choice. My tumbler is coming your way with great velocity.
Wow.
What are you looking at? Don't do that, Kevin Garnett. Just don't do that.
He played in Boston. He ought to know better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not one of those.
They're even more
extreme. One of those. The people in Boston, they are Irish and racist.
Well,
I'm not one of those. Don't
true.
lump me in with those bastards.
Okay, that's fair. I wasn't trying to.
All right, must take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going to happen tonight with the Rams versus the Cardinals. We'll get Randy's take on it with his epic Randy rant. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $700 on average, and those savings add up. Imagine what you could buy in the future.
So I used the savings from switching to Progressive 30 years ago to buy tickets to the championship game. Between those two teams that didn't exist 30 years ago. Yeah, I'm a big Alaska Palm Trees fan, which is a team now in the future.
So switch to Progressive and save big, because those savings can add up in the future. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
What in? The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2022 Waste Management Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 7th through the 13th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for zero down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Today, someone will be included on a work conference call thanks to video relay services. Today, someone will have a support service provider, giving them the environmental and visual information to access and connect with their communities. Today, someone among the more than 1 million deaf, hard of hearing, and deafblind Arizonans will enjoy greater accessibility and effective communication thanks to the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing. To learn more, visit acdhh.org, sponsored by the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing.
Now that we're in 2022, your investments may be facing several challenges, like the effect Omicron will have on the overall economy and stock market. For over 3 decades, Mo Ansari has strategically directed investors through careful and logical investment strategies, helping them achieve their financial goals. Join Mo for his global webinar on Wednesday, January 19th, to get his take on interest rates and inflation, his outlook on global equities, and to get your questions answered. To register for the global webinar on Wednesday, January 19th, go to compact.com or dial pound 250 on your cell phone and say, "Talk to Mo." That's COMPAK.com, or dial pound 250 and say, "Talk to Mo" to register for the global webinar on Wednesday, January 19th.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
We know how it goes. You can't always tune in and hear your favorite shows and hosts.
Dude, look, I'm a loser. Okay?
It's cool, bro. That's why we post podcasts of your favorite shows and hosts. Listen when you want to. Listen on demand.
That is great and frankly kind of amazing.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com to download.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I'm going to watch the Manning brothers tonight on their broadcast. And I think my wife, who at first was like, not so much. She's like, I hate Steve Levy. I'm watching that too. By the way, Larry Fitzgerald is on with the Manning brothers tonight. I don't know if you know that, along with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and the Russell Wilson. So, enjoy that. I'm about to walk about 4 feet in that direction, get back into bed, and watch tonight's game. I mean, I got to tell you, I think, a lot of the super fans are just evil and, against the Cardinals, either out of spite, division rivalry, or whatnot.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are pulling for these Arizona Cardinals. And so tonight, remind me, what are the keys to the game, Randy?
Well, your defense has got to stop the run. You've got to be effective. The offense has got to come out shooting, firing from the very get-go. You've got to establish a run game so that you can work that run pass option they like to run all the time. And you've got to spread the ball around. And quite honestly, I'd like to see Kyler Murray get it to the tight end. What's his name from Philly?
Zach Ertz.
Yeah, Zach Ertz. We got to initiate and get him in to this ball game. It is every man up tonight because it's one and done. So
except for Breon Borders, he was cut, so JJ Watt could come back.
Yeah.
That guy's probably like, oh, I get to be in a playoff game. I get to get what? Oh, feel bad for the guy. You know,
too.
He didn't do nothing wrong. But they had to get rid of somebody. Like, we don't have a backup kicker, which is why me? Why me? And sorry, Randy, go ahead.
No, that's Randy's keys to the game tonight. Yeah, definitely.
All right. So, I think Kelly Stafford thinks the keys to the game is Rams fans not selling Arizona Cardinal fans the tickets.
No.
Yeah. Boo-hoo. You know how many times we've had to see Rams jerseys, Seattle Seahawks jerseys, 49er jerseys at the Silver Nest? Listen, I get it. I'm not angry about it. Randy hates it. I don't get angry. It's like, hey, if you can make a few bucks off your ticket, go ahead.
Especially in that scenario where it was the last game of the season. They were already in the playoffs. They could not be knocked out of the playoffs. Fans are going to, sell their tickets and then try and figure out how to get to the playoff game, which is more important to them.
Yeah, and Kelly Stafford says, please don't sell your tickets to Cardinals fans, or I'm going to start throwing some pretzels.
Oh, yes.
Well, I hear she's got a strong pretzel throwing arm. That she's pretty accurate with the pretzel toss.
I mean, generally, like with her husband, the other team catches more of her pretzels, but still. Boogie says, I agree. I think Zach Ertz needs to get involved early and often for the Cardinals. I feel like the Red Sea is ready.
Yeah, we are ready. You're right.
Berg says the key to the game is where Kyler's going to play in Major League Baseball since he's a free agent now. So do you think he goes to the Diamondbacks?
No. Hell no.
That'd be something, man. That would be
he
something.
Wouldn't go. No.
Swave Dave says, go Cardinals. He says, I'm home at last. Pour me a Redbird, please. Welcome back, Jeffrey. Is the game only on the ESPN? Crap. I guess I'll have to try to stream it. Well, I think it's on the channel 15, ABC 15 as well, isn't it? Fooey station, right?
Yeah,
ABC.
I believe it is being simulcast on ABC. Yeah.
Fooey is a vampire, by the way.
No kidding.
He's never changed. He always looks the same.
Have
you seen him? He always looks the same.
Come to mention, I've never seen him actually look into a mirror either.
You blew my mind.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to get some salt, get the Impala pulled around, and go steak that sumbitch.
Yeah. Yep. That's what's gonna have to happen. You're right, Jeffco.
No. I like food. We're not gonna do that. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, have you been looking at the recruiting for U of A versus ASU? Nah, I'm not paying any attention to it. I don't care because I have a feeling that ASU might get in trouble here soon. So what happens next is probably why you're seeing the recruiting going that way. Good Cat says, watching Belichick get out coached was glorious. Bills didn't punt, turned the ball over, and an attempted field goal. Last time that happened was the 50s. Finger in the Ringer says, so Keon, which betting app do you suggest? He suggests DraftKings.
I'm gonna do both.
He suggests DraftKings.
I'm gonna double dip. I'm gonna use Bet 1580 on the DraftKings. I'm gonna use Randy 1580 on the FanDuel.
You started with DraftKings though.
He used my name first though.
No, he didn't. He said mine first.
No, he didn't say bet 1580. He said Randy 1580.
He said bet 1580 first.
No, I don't think he did.
Go back and listen to it.
I don't have to. I know what he said.
I did mention the DraftKings first because somebody has to be. It doesn't mean one's better than the other. I'm going to use them both.
Oh, I see.
Subconsciously, he knows that
pandering
DraftKings is
to
better.
the boss. Is that it? Pandering? I've been here longer. I've stood through the rain showers with you. I've taken the text line with you. I've protected you, and you stand with the boss. Okay. Right.
I'm just saying.
No, it's okay.
Hey, listen, Norma Ray, this ain't about that right now.
Why choose is all I'm saying.
Talk to it.
Bet 1580, DraftKings. Just say. Maybe we should have both, but just get DraftKings first. So what were you saying, Keon?
Yeah, that's all I was saying. I'm double dipping here. I'm gonna get.
There you go.
That's my
ringer.
recommendation.
Yeah, he's walking a tightrope right now.
Mm-hmm.
Random Texter says, "Can betting on all the balls and not winning make you blue?" Oh, Random Texter. Colts fan Dan says, "It's not cockburn, it's Coburn. Tomato. Says, do you call Sony Michelle Sony Michael? Well, no, it's spelled Michelle.
Yeah, there's none of the letters, or it's missing the letter that makes it Michael.
Right,
Sony Michelle.
Mm-hmm. Do you say tomato or tomato?
I say cockburn. Ukla the Mock says, let's not overthink this, guys. All the Cardinals need to do is score more points than the Rams. Fairly simple, boys. Fairly simple.
Yep.
Can't argue with that. Senior Wakenbeck says, Randy, watch tonight during the game and see how many times Murray gets his pass knocked down. Not because he's tall, right? Yeah, go Niners, he says. Yeah, some tall guys got their passes knocked down too. The problem is lack of awareness, not always lack of height. You're staring down a receiver, and then you're surprised somebody's knocking down your pass. You got to be a little more aware with peripheral vision of what's in front of you.
Like a lot of these defensive linemen are looking at your eyes just as much as anybody else, and so then when you go to throw the ball, they put their arms up. I remember watching the first Super Bowl where the Giants beat the Patriots. A lot of Tom Brady passes got knocked down because that was what they were practicing and working on all week to make him uncomfortable. It happens.
Yeah. Now here comes some mean texts. Rough Rob says 1, 2, 3, Cancun. Let's go Cardinals. Wow. Swissman says the key to the Cardinals' victory is Stafford. Put him under pressure, make him turn it over. Cardinals might get a chance to win here.
Yep.
Let's see. Hefty Lefty says, is Ralph at the game tonight? Yeah, sounds about right. He's got COVID. Why wouldn't he be? The super spreader. I think right now, before we go any further, it is time, ladies and gentlemen. The moment you've been waiting for. We're going to see what Randy has to say about tonight's contest. Your Arizona Cardinals versus them Los Angeles Rams. Randy White.
It's impetuous. Shiny. Encouraging. These are all words used to mark the first part of the Cardinals season this football season. But it wasn't to last. The Cardinals would not continue on their treacherous walk through the NFL. No, it had to come to an end. And then the losing started. The Cardinals fell back to earth to face reality. Now it's time. One and done. And the Cardinals need to man up. It's time calling all Cardinals. It's time to man up and pay off a season of destiny. Get to Matthew Stafford, intercept the ball, shut down Cooper Kupp, and close those wily-ass Ram fans' mouths for good. Cardinals win in what forever shall be known as the shearing in SoFi.
The shearing in SoFi, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Randy. That just made my wife's night right there.
Epic as always.
I'm pretty sure I pulled a muscle.
The hell are you trying to say, Keon, that Randy makes my wife's night more than I do?
No, I said the rant was epic as always.
Oh, I thought you were saying that. Okay, yeah, never mind. Don't forget, I'm Irish. I'll throw a stool at you.
I know. It'll somehow hit me through this screen.
So Boogie says that he likes in-game parlays. He says they're fun to do. Today I got Ertz anytime touchdown, Cup anytime touchdown, Matt Stafford at plus 1.5 touchdowns, AJ Green more than 30 yards receiving, and Zach Ertz more than 58 yards receiving.
Boogie, what the hell are you doing?
No, that's pretty good.
Boogie,
what are you talking about?
What the hell are you doing, Boogie? Putting the
what did you do
Rams
wrong?
on your in-game parlay?
It's all part of it. You think that the Rams aren't going to score?
I laid my damn reputation on the Lions this season, and you go into this game tonight betting for positives for the damn Rams?
More positives for the Cardinals than the Rams.
Boogie.
I'm actually okay with this.
Me too.
Listen, Matt Stafford is going to get his in the touchdown department. So's Cooper Kupp. That's just a fact, but
I got
more
an in-game parlay for you, Boogie. Matt Stafford to throw 9 interceptions.
I mean, he may throw a couple.
9 interceptions.
I'm pretty sure they'd probably pull him out after the 5th one. How many do you think is going to be? How many interceptions? How many interceptions? For a quarterback, we've seen 4, and a guy's still in the game. What do you think the limit is?
It's going to be a miserable game. Matt Stafford's worst game ever, a butt fumble. He's going to hand the ball off to a Cardinal player. An actual Cardinal player is just going to hand the ball off. It's going to be a handoff 6.
Might hand it off to an actual Cardinal.
Boogie says that would be awesome. Boogie says I'm taking Cardinals to win straight up as well. It's just not part of the parlay. Good man. Good man. Mundar to San Barbarian says go Cardinals. Santa's #1 helper says I'm at the Cardinals game. Let's go. Good luck, everybody. See you tomorrow. It's the Daily Blender.
It's the NFL playoffs, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is celebrating. Counting down to Super Bowl